Special presentation.
It's opening day 2006. The slate has been wiped clean. Faces of old greeting familiar new friends. It's time to limber up and get the game face on. It's the 2006 season opener next on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. A sellout crowd at Oriole Park at Camden Yards settling in. Spring training is behind, and now it's time to play for real as the Orioles open up the 2006 season. Today, welcoming in the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, the first of 3 against the Rays. Hi again, everyone. Jim Hunter, glad you can join us today as the Birds kick off the season at home. It's a holiday in Baltimore because baseball is back. And pleased to be joined once again by Buck Martinez and Jim Palmer on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. And Buck, there is so much anticipation for an opening day, in particular today for Sam Perlozzo. For the first time as a manager, he has an opening day. You went through this in his career, and for Sammy, there's a lot of positives going into this game.
Well, there sure are, Jim. And Sam Perlozzo waited a long time for this day, his first opening day as a manager, and he has all the attributes I love to see in a manager. He really has a great relationship with his players. He's honest with them, he's upfront, he has the passion to be a manager. He really wants this team to win, and now he's got a couple of confidants on his coaching staff that he can lean on. Lee Elia is the bench coach. He has 45 seasons of professional baseball experience. You need to have that guy to bounce things off. Leo Mazzoni, a childhood pal, one of the best pitching coaches. These are the two most important coaches in my mind on the staff, the bench coach and the pitching coach, and he's got two good friends in those positions.
Well, you win pennants if your pitchers help you out. Talking pitching with Jim Palmer, the greatest pitcher in the history of the Orioles franchise. And Jim, spring training this year, the Orioles went to camp 5 pitchers in mind for the opening day rotation. Those 5 pitchers are still in the rotation, and you can make the argument that that is a strength of this team.
It could well be, and of course the bullpen a little unsettled, so you want your starters to go deep in the game. Rodrigo Lopez, 3 of the last 4 years, more than 14 wins, so he'll start today. Then you have the big, hard-throwing Daniel Cabrera, good at fastball and curveball. And the interesting thing about this team, as we look at Eric Bedard, you got 2 lefties, 3 right-handers, Benson right here. They all have distinctive styles, so if you're trying to match up, maybe different from day to day, and Bruce Chen, he revisits with Leo Mazzoni because they saw each other years ago. But, you know, he reminds me very much of George Bamberger when we talk about Leo Mazzoni. Throw a lot of first pitch strikes, get ahead, try to get late into the ball game, and if they do that, and this is a good starting staff, it's going to make Terry Crowley and the hitting instructor make this offense a lot easier to score some runs.
Yeah, fans will be hearing all year long about that down and away fastball, throw for strikes, and get ahead. It's opening day at Oriole Park. We're glad you can join us today. The pitching matchup, a youngster going for Tampa Bay to be left-hander Scott Kazmir, and he'll be opposed by the veteran Rodrigo Lopez, who's making his 3rd opening day start. It's the Orioles and Devil Rays from Camden Yards. We're coming back. Lineups and first pitch are next.
Media guys here, programs. Media guys, programs here. Scorecard, programs.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans.
Gracias.
Thank you, fans. Thank you.
Thank you, Orioles fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
Advanced Business Systems is contemporary. Advanced is very now. Let's just say we're hip.
Wow, that tattoo really hurts.
Tell me about it, Jeff.
So trust Advance to guide you through all the new document management technology. Document solutions from Advanced Business Systems. We live and breathe this stuff.
Introducing the Sea-Doo Film Series. It's a whole new way to look at boats, and almost as fun as being on one of ours.
Dive in at seadoofilms.com. Hurry in for special Sea-Doo offers now.
In leadership, no word is more important than trust. You can trust Chevy, the brand more Americans choose.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. Chevy has more SUVs that offer both OnStar and StabiliTrak together than anyone else. Get an 06 Trailblazer LS two-wheel drive starting at $25,985 MSRP. That's $1,100 less than Explorer XLS two-wheel drive. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyFirst.com.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by your Baltimore area Chevy dealer. Chevy, America's #1 brand, America's #1 value. Compare for yourself at ChevyFirst.com. Don't have DirecTV? See what you've been missing. Call 1-800-DirecTV or visit DirecTV.com. By your local Sea-Doo dealer. Sea-Doo, leave everything else behind. And by Southwest Airlines. With more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit Southwest.com. Well, the field is manicured and we are ready for baseball. Overcast skies, some threatening weather heading this way, but right now, so far so good as the Orioles and Devil Rays get set to open up the 2006 season. A sellout crowd at Oriole Park, and they are partisan, as we heard during the introductions. Get a look at the Devil Rays Southwest Airlines starting lineup as Tampa Bay opens up here at Camden Yards. The Rays are on a 6-game road trip to begin the season. Julio Lugo at shortstop leads off. Carl Crawford in left field batting second, followed by Jorge Cantu at third base. Aubrey Huff in the cleanup spot. He's at third base this year. Johnny Gomes DHing. Travis Lee is at first base. Toby Hall will catch. Damon Hollins in right field bats eighth. Joey Gathright in center field will bat ninth.
Rodrigo Lopez will pitch for the Orioles, and he hails from Mexico, so this will be his third starting opportunity for the Orioles. He came over about 4 years ago out of the organization of San Diego Padres, and you can look at his numbers right there. 35 starts. That tied for the American League lead with starts, and then the ERA a little bit higher than normal, but struggled on the road, Buck. 7-7 with an ERA over 5.5 runs a game, but 8-5 here at Baltimore. He's got all the pitches, and I'm going to talk about Leo Mazzoni a lot this year. He said he really likes Rodrigo because he's a pitcher, not a thrower.
Yeah, and he understands that he has to put it in play, and with doing that, you got to rely on your defense. And let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Rodrigo here this afternoon. And interesting in the outfield, the former Oriole returns. Jeff Conine's in left field. Louis Matos had a great spring, and he has really won that center field job for the time being. Gibbons is in right field. More Tejada on the left side, and Robertson Millar on the right side, and Ramon Hernandez behind the plate. And get used to this name, folks. This guy is one of the premier catchers in all of baseball, and when you have a young pitching staff, as the Orioles do, you need some stability back there. This guy understands the true definition of being a catcher. That is to get the most out of your pitcher, no matter who it is, and he does a heck of a job of that.
Ramon Hernandez wearing number 55 as we look around Oriole Park. A sellout crowd here for opening day 2006. And after an ominous looking day early on, got to the ballpark about 11:15 today. The sun is beginning to peek through as the season is about to begin. Kevin Millar, new to the Orioles. Melvin Mora, happy to still be with the Birds. And we are set for baseball, and number one back at second base. That was his goal, and he made it following the elbow surgery last September. And here we go. The 2006 season is underway. And a ball low to Julio Lugo. Lugo, Crawford, and Cantu in the first. Rodrigo Lopez now 30 years old in his 6th season. Right field, Gibbons has a play. And it goes over his head, a carry. Gibbons plays it off the scoreboard, so Lugo, as the ball carries, doubles to lead off the first.
Lugo with 184 hits last year. He could steal some bases right there. Again, Leo Mazzoni saying let's get to strike one. He doesn't do it. He looks for a fastball, ball pretty much in the middle of the plate, and then takes advantage of the short porch here at Camden Yards.
Now the whole thing about neutralizing a hitting attack is you dictate when they hit the ball. Stay ahead, pitch aggressively, and right off the bat, Rodrigo fell behind, and Jay Gibbons had to play it off the warning track.
You see Jay Gibbons with the sunglasses on. Miguel Tejada has just requested sunglasses, and Ryan Ebel brought them out to Mickey. As the haze now is much more prominent than it was when the team took the field. And there's the case with all of the individual players' sunglasses. So Lopez to the stretch, and here's Carl Crawford. 1-1.
When you look at this lineup with Carl Crawford in the two-hole, maybe one of the most exciting offensive players in all of baseball. He had 15 home runs last year. He also had 15 triples. And he is a joy to watch play the game. He runs everything out at 100%.
Bunt in front of the plate, only plays at first base. And Joe Madden, the first-year skipper of Tampa Bay, playing for a run in the first inning as Crawford lays down the sacrifice.
Yeah, I think if you're Joe Madden, obviously you want to get off to a good start. If I'm Rodrigo Lopez, anytime they give you an out in the first inning in the American League, Arena Baseball, you take it. Doesn't mean they won't score a run, but I think the game plan, if you're going to be a good starting pitcher, stay away from big innings.
Yeah, exactly. You want to avoid the crooked numbers, but Joe Madden's going to take a page out of Mike Scioscia's book, and they're going to play for runs early in the game. And, you know, he doesn't have that real potent offense, but I think the offense is a strength of his club. And you've got to give them an opportunity to put up crooked numbers.
Yeah, they averaged just about a little under 5 runs a game last year.
Jorge Cant, too, and it's outside. 1-0, and we're seeing Rodrigo Lopez here work down and away, or trying to work down and away early in counts.
Well, if you do it often enough, Jim, what happens is that you get in just in a groove. And if you do miss down and away and you're a little bit off the plate, and the good pitchers, they don't miss in the middle of the plate, they miss off the plate, then you're a little bit off. You just kind of readjust the ball a little bit. And if you now, it doesn't mean you don't pitch to both sides of the plate, and Rodrigo can do that as well as anybody on this staff.
The one thing I think is interesting is how people talk about, well, you become very predictable if you pitch down and away. I don't care. If you're always throwing that good strike down and away, that's the pitch that takes the most effort to hit. And when you do go out and hit it, you're not going to do much with it.
Well, Cantu led this team with 28 home runs last year.
Defensive swing, he fouls it off to stay alive.
You know, it's interesting about giving up an out. We talk about the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They scored, well, they were what, third in batting average. Only the Red Sox and the Yankees with better batting averages almost averaged 5 runs a game, but they gave up 5.39, which was the highest in the American League.
Popped up, shallow center. Lugo will tag Matos in.
Should have a shot at
the catch. Here comes Lugo. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time. So Lugo with a good speed gets to the plate. Shallow sac fly, and Tampa Bay gets a 1-0 lead.
Well, there's your little ball.
Yeah.
And of course, Earl Weaver used to always say, you usually play for one, that's what you get. And this is exactly. But Luis, great speed on third, and lets this ball die. Hits the mound, and it just hops up, and Lugo easily to give Tampa Bay their first lead of the 2006 season.
See Matos trying to shade his eyes from that bright sunshine. The ball skips off the mound on the second hop. It wasn't a particularly strong throw. It wasn't that deep in center field.
Aubrey Huff takes a fastball. Strike one. Aubrey Huff may be surprised he's still a Tampa Bay Devil Ray on opening day. His name was prominent on the hot stove circuit in trade talks with just about every team that was looking for a potent bat.
Yeah, played a lot of right field, DH last year. This year looks like he's going to play some third base. That's what he worked on all spring. He can hit, though. Actually, the Orioles talked about maybe trying to add him. His name has always come up in trade talks over the last couple of years. What, 22 home runs last year, but usually around 27 to 30. I mean, he's a good hitter, great power the other way, good breaking ball hitter.
The Orioles were interested in Aubrey Huff because he always wears them out. He's hit 19 career home runs against the Orioles, but if you trade for him, then he doesn't have that club to hit against.
It's a good way of thinking. We know you can manage because you manage the United States and the World Baseball. Are you going to be a GM on us?
Foul ball down the line.
That's enough headaches managing, thank you. But Aubrey Huff at the winter meetings, he was down in Dallas and he was telling everybody, well, I don't expect to be with Tampa Bay. I think he was probably responsible for that rumor as much as anybody.
Lopez trying to get out of the first with that lone run. Good off speed pitch.
You know, Jim, you made a good point about minimizing the multiple run innings, and I think if a pitcher can control that, I think then you give the offense a chance to take over, and certainly the Orioles are in that kind of situation where if the pitchers can just avoid those big blow-up innings, this offense should score enough runs to make winners out of them.
Center field, Matos. And he puts it away for the final out. Devil Rays played for the run after the leadoff double. They got the run, and Lopez gets out of it. Bottom of the first coming up. Here come the Birds. Brian Roberts to lead off.
Andrew just installed a webcam so I can watch Dottie all day long. Come check it out.
All right.
It's really cool.
Ooh, she's so precious. Oh. Oh, that's not Dottie.
Oh, the hair. Oh.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet specials, you can fly from BWI Airport to Long Island Islip for just $29. Purchased by May 11th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey, O's fans, Mars Supermarkets wants you to be part of the fun on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network with the chance to win great prizes. Visit your local Mars Supermarket to enter the First Pitch Sweepstakes. If your entry is picked and you correctly guess the outcome of the first pitch of the game to an Orioles batter, a strike, a ball, a hit, or an out, you'll win a $100 gift certificate from the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network and Mars Supermarket. If that first pitch is a home run, you'll win a $1,000 gift certificate. No purchase necessary. Play the First Pitch Sweepstakes today.
Devil Rays get a run in the first. Here come the Orioles in the bottom of the first on opening day 2006. The Orioles Southwest Airlines starting lineup, and the Orioles very happy that Brian Roberts did make it back from the elbow surgery last September. He'll lead off. Matos and Moore to follow. Miguel Tejada in that cleanup spot, and that's where Sam Perlozzo would like Miguel to stay the majority of the time. Gibbons, Millar, and Conine with Javi Lopez batting 8th and DHing, and Ramon Hernandez, number 9, the catcher.
Scott Kazmir would like to really take off where he left off last year. 7-2 the second half. We told you about Tampa Bay. They won 39 games the second half of the season. So I tell you, powerful arm, kind of one of those power sliders. You talked to Mike Butcher, the new pitching coach, came over with Joe Madden. He was the roving minor league guy for the Angels. Said the changeup drops off the table. It's really about commanding the fastball and throwing enough strikes, but he's got electric stuff.
Youngest opening day starter since Doc Gooden in 1986.
Well, here's Brian Roberts, who last year was 5th in the American League in batting. And there's a strike. And one thing about Scott Kazmir, if you're the Orioles, you want to be aggressive and go after your pitch, but you also want to be patient because this young man led the American League in walking batters last year. He walked 100 and averaged just under 5 walks for every 9 innings he worked.
Well, it reminds me, Buck, you probably had a chance. I just pitched against him, but you hit against him, Rod Guidry. Yeah. I mean, in a sense, they're both little guys, maybe Guidry even smaller, but they have the great extension. They like to pitch in. They got explosive fastball. I think a lot of hitters have said the ball jumps out of, it jumped out of Guidry's hands.
You know, I think the difference with Kazmir is the fact that he looks like he's muscling the ball, or he looks like he can overpower the baseball. Guidry, you never got that feeling, and he overpowered you. He was so silky smooth that he could pop that fastball anytime, and then he threw that slider. 1978, he was as good a pitcher as I've ever seen. He was phenomenal for the Yankees when he won 25 games.
Yeah, 25-3. You'll remember those kind of years. It's funny, Mike Butcher, we talked about him. He comes over with Joe Madden, the new manager of the Devil Rays, and he was the minor league pitching coordinator. He said the first spring training game that Scott Kazmir warmed up for, he said he threw 20 pitches warming up. That's usually what a reliever does. So they got into a better routine, and they hope that'll allow him to throw more strikes.
Good at bat as usual for Brian Roberts leading off.
I think it's interesting for a first-year coaching staff to come in and try to get to know the personalities of your players. And Scott Kazmir had a great second half, as you mentioned, Jim, but the delivery looks pretty sound.
Oh, yeah. And again, great extension. I think the key to any pitcher, whether you're left-handed, little or tall or wherever, right-handed, is trying to get over that front side. Allows you to throw the ball down. Also takes a lot of pressure off your shoulder and arm.
So Roberts, who took strike one, now has worked the count full to 3-2, and another extended at bat for Brian Roberts. He is so adept at making that pitcher work. Very, very patient hitter. And a base hit. Boy, that ball died right off the fists, I guess. Brian had to hustle to get the base hit. Tremendous range by Cantu.
You know, Buck, it's interesting talking to Richie Bancells and Scott Ebel, the two trainers for the Orioles, the head trainer and the assistant. They said the one thing we fear is when Brian has to dive head first, and he does it on the first hit of the season.
Well, and you can see that's the left arm that he tags the bag with, and he was able to get it out of harm's way in a hurry. But what a good way to start the season. You get that slide out of the way and your first at bat.
Kazmir now will try to keep him close. Brian last year had a very good season running the bases. 27 steals overall, and in particular he got off to a great start stealing bases. And here's Luis Matos.
Don't be surprised if Brian Roberts has even a better season this year. After suffering the injury and realizing all the doubts about how fragile your career is, he's got to be grateful that he's back at 100%.
Matos bunts. Back to Kazmir. Roberts is out. So Matos not able to sacrifice to get Roberts to second base.
Well, the defense executes effectively there, but last year it was a problem. 124 errors. That was worse than the American League. Crawford and Gathright, two of the fastest guys in all of baseball, in left and center respectively. Eamon Hollins is in right field. Aubrey Huff moves over to third base, and as Jim mentioned, this is an important move for Aubrey Huff because it's one position he can focus on. We've heard Cal Ripken talk about how difficult the transition it was from short to third. You can imagine from right field to third the challenges that Huff is against.
So here's Melvin Mora with Matos on at first base. And there's a strike.
So we see in the American League with the DH arena baseball, both teams giving up outs early on.
It's interesting, over the last 5 years, the runs per game has dropped a full run. So we're getting beyond the steroid era, and baseball is back.
Well, the interesting thing to me, and I remember Gene Mauch, a lot of times leadoff guy would get on, maybe lineman Stock would hit a single, and then he'd bunt the next guy, and then next day he'd ask me if, well, was that a pitch out, or, and I'd say, why did you give me an out? And he said, well, because, you know, usually you want to get a run early.
Yeah.
But I always felt coming out of the bullpen, that's the toughest inning for a starting pitcher.
First inning.
And that's probably your at least in my case, my mindset was different umpire for the first time, different mound. It counts.
Adrenaline,
all those things coming in.
New mound, everything.
So the chances of having a big inning are probably greater early on, and then that takes your team not only physically, but I think sometimes mentally and out of the ball game. So anytime they give you an out, it's a bonus.
Matos runs.
No chance. Oh, he threw him out.
Safe is the call. Delayed call by Mark Wegner.
Boy, I tell you what, that was a great throw by Toby Hall. It looked like Matos may have slammed his nose into the second base bag. But I didn't think there was a chance that he was going to make this close. Look at the jump. Matos gets a great jump, and the throw is right on the base. And if he hangs on, he's out.
Yeah, that really should be an error. I don't know if they'll score at that because you can't assume he's going to be out. But Toby Hall only, what, Yadier Molina, he was number 1, and Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, and then Toby Hall. That was a perfect throw.
Yeah, you can't throw it any better than that. And to his credit, he didn't panic when he saw the great jump at first base. But Luis Matos looked like he may have slammed himself into the base, and it looks like it might be a cut on his nose as opposed to a bloody nose. And Richie Bancells and Sam Perlozzo are taking a close look. Watch how the baseball gets there the same time as Matos, and it looked like his helmet flew off and may have hit him in the bridge of the nose. The helmet is flying down there, and something slammed into his face, and it was probably the edge of that helmet. The ball, the helmet, the glove all arriving the same time, and Matos' head got to second base.
And Luis trying to shake it off so he can stay in there.
Yeah, the Orioles, of course, with 6 outfielders. Sammy Perlozzo talking about the fact that he's going to try to get them all some work and some games, but he doesn't want to do it via the injury.
Too early for that, isn't it? Especially after the spring Louis had.
You know, it's interesting when you talk about that spring is because he played on the Puerto Rican team, didn't get as many at-bats. He played every other game. And you know, Corey Patterson's here, and Nick Markakis, who end up making the roster, and thought he might be behind, but hit over 350.
Well, Melvin Moore now with a chance for an RBI. Runner in scoring position. Melvin 88 RBIs last year. How's it back 1-2. Melvin last year led the Orioles in home runs. He had 27, and he has hit 54 for the Birds over the past 2 years. 34 years old now.
Good try with a backdoor breaking ball. He just overpowered it a bit and didn't allow it to break.
Well, yesterday, perfect weather here. What about, I don't know, 72,
Yeah,
not a cloud in the sky, and ball was carrying. Well, the Terry Crowley, the hitting instructor, Dave Cash, first base coach, in. Ball didn't carry like that last year. Melvin was hitting it. See, that seems to be the most comfortable place that Scott Kazmir likes to go, that fastball up and into the righties. Try to tie him up, jam him. We saw that Brian Roberts reached on the base hit, but he did get the ball in on him.
It's not unusual that a pitcher has a favorite side of the plate. And oftentimes it's a glove side where you can really drive through your mechanics, and that's a glove side fastball to the inside.
Kazmir out of Houston, Texas. He was drafted by the Mets originally in 2002 and then was traded to Tampa Bay, and the trade they're still talking about in New York for Victor Zambrano.
Well, it's not too often you give up a 20-year-old power pitcher that's probably your best minor league pitcher. For Victor Zambrano, had a very good arm, but you know, he led the American League in most pitches per inning. Great stuff, but lack of command.
They over-assessed their position in the pennant race that year.
Yeah.
They thought Zambrano was going to be the final piece to the puzzle. They faded out of the race, and they lost one of the best prospects in all of baseball.
Well, Melvin battling here, 2-2 the count holding. Tejada on deck. Good eye. Oh, that was a close pitch. Wow.
Let me ask you, Jim, what would you think when a batter was fouling off good pitch after good pitch? How would you react to that?
Well, it really depends where the bat head was. You know, if you're late, and that's, I think, one of the most difficult things for young pitchers to read is where that bat head is. If they're late, then you don't want to speed up their bat, throw them a hanging breaking ball. You just hope that if you move the ball around a little bit. Because that's why you try to pitch the different quadrants when you're warming up and you're working on your side sessions. So you can use that fastball. You know, you can two-seam it, four-seam it, but maybe take a little bit off and just change the speed on your fastball, and it can almost be 3 or 4 different pitches. Mike Flanagan, he used to, he was now the general manager, used to call it his BP fastball. Make a good pitch with it.
Sky down the left field line. That was the 10th pitch of this at-bat. Moore will get another 3-2 pitch from Kazmir.
Well, I think the one thing you want to look at here, and I think for all clubs, as you look at another foul ball, Melvin just trying to get a run in with a runner at second base and only one out is pitch count. because we are first game of the year. It's not like the old days where you might pitch extra innings the first time. So you want to get to Tampa Bay's bullpen, and I'm sure they probably say we might want to go to the Orioles bullpen because it's a little untested.
And he walked him. What in that bat by Melvin Mora? 11 pitches and he earns the walk. So Mora on at first, Matos at second, one down.
Well, let's look at the DirecTV game notes. The Orioles won the season series a year ago with this same ball club. 12 of 18 they won. Miguel Tejada, 919th consecutive game, 7th all-time. Rodrigo Lopez, 8-4 against Tampa Bay in 15 career starts.
And here's Tejada. 2 on with 1 out. The Orioles in this inning very patient at bats.
Well, they've seen Scott Kazmir. He started 4 times against them last year, and it's the only club he had 2 wins against, this Oriole team, so they're familiar with him, and they're making him work.
Foul ball just fouled down the line.
I think another thing, and you know, you talk about what you're trying to do when they're fouling balls off, is that if you don't have a pitch that they can put in play, if you don't have a sinker, or you don't really have an off speed, as this ball just foul, pitch count's going to get elevated. And but again, then we go back to almost 9 strikeouts, almost a strikeout per inning last year. So he's used to throwing a lot of pitches. It's not what he wants to do, but this is just really at 22 what he's capable of doing. But it's interesting when a lot of times if they don't get to your fastball, we were taught to keep throwing it, but he's using all his pitches here and really hasn't been able to get any key outs so far with any of them. Real good hitting count right here. One look fastball.
Reach for it, 2-2.
Borderline pitch, and this gets back to what you were speaking of in this American League, especially when you give up an out. The only out of this inning is when they tried to sacrifice, and Louis Matos bunted it right back to the pitcher. But this is a potent offense, this Oriole lineup, and Terry Crowley knows his hitters can put up some crooked numbers in a hurry.
And Miguel Tejada with a home run on Saturday night here.
Lined right to Huff, and a double play ends the inning. So Tejada spanked the ball, but right to Aubrey Huff, and Kazmir gets out of it. We'll head to the second. The Rays with a 1-0 lead.
Good news. I got promoted.
Better news. I got DirecTV.
My new office has a clear view for miles.
My DirecTV has 155 crystal clear channels.
I have a $1,700 expense account.
I have over 1,700 movies every month.
I meet with the CEO every Friday.
I meet the Fockers whenever I want.
I just got an assistant.
I just got 3 months of HBO, Star, Showtime, and Cinemax for free.
Can you give me the number for DirecTV?
No.
I don't think she heard me.
Get over 155 channels for $29.99 a month. That's half the price of cable. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
I got it. I got it. Come on, take it!
Winning should be easy. That's why there's Multi-Match from the Maryland Lottery. The new game with more ways to win.
Nothing is more powerful than the truth, and the truth is more Americans choose Chevy than any other brand.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. Check out Chevy Cobalt LS with an EPA estimated 34 highway miles per gallon. Get an 06 Cobalt Coupe LS starting at $12,990 MSRP. That's $1595 less than Corolla CE. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyFirst.com.
Devil Rays got a run in the first, a 1-0 lead. Tampa Bay coming up in the second. Make your plans now. Opening night comes your way Wednesday. The Orioles and Devil Rays at 7:05, and it's an early season fan appreciation night. First 20,000 fans 21 and over receive an Orioles fleece blanket. The Miss USA contestants will also be on hand to greet fans as they enter the ballpark, all courtesy of CoverGirl. Tickets available, 888-848-BIRD, or get online, Orioles.com. Young ladies enjoying opening day. And opening night on Wednesday, the first night game of the year, as Johnny Gomes takes the ball. Rigo Lopez, 15 wins a year ago. Center field and deep. Matos back, and that's going to go into the Tampa Bay bullpen, the second bullpen. Well, Johnny Gomes tees off, and it's a 2-0 Tampa Bay lead.
Well, he did that quite regularly last year. He and Nick Swisher led the American League with rookies with 21 home runs apiece. Gomes hit 3 one night against Kansas City. We saw this last year. Big, strong guy, great enthusiasm. Again, that 1-0 pitch.
That ball was a little bit high. He's trying to go outside, but look at the extension, and Johnny Gomes is very strong. Matos gave it a courtesy jog to the warning track. You can see it's over the Orioles bullpen into the Tampa Bay bullpen beyond.
Two-0 on Travis Lee. Johnny Gomes last year forcing his way into the lineup when he hits a home run, his first at bat of 06.
He had one of the longest home runs of the season last year to win a ball game against Detroit. Troy Percival. Percival was still throwing the ball hard, and he hit it above the batter's eye in center field in Tropicana Field.
And yeah, of course, we're looking at Travis Lee, but when you talk about Gomes, I mean, he's got the on-base percentage. Wednesday, when they come back, Eric Bedard, the left-hander, will pitch. He'll probably play right field. But I tell you what, he's an enthusiastic guy. Not just when he hits home runs. He just comes to the ballpark. He's a little bit like Kevin Millar, except doesn't have the experience.
Moore and Tejada. Melvin takes charge, 1 away. Opening day 2006, sellout crowd, enthusiastic crowd. Nice ovation for Elrod Hendricks during the opening ceremony, and a video tribute to Elrod.
Yeah, not going to be the same when you come to the ballpark. You don't see that smiling face.
And strike one to Toby Hall. Toby Hall wearing number 44, Elrod's number. And Perlozzo looking on. Weakly hit towards second base. Ryan Roberts plays that cue shot, and 2 men down. The Orioles will wear that 44 all year, home and away, in tribute to Elrod. He passed away on December the 21st. On his way to yet another community event.
Talk about a face of an organization. Yeah. Elrod for 37 years was involved with the Orioles.
Damon Hollins takes a strike.
Thought it was very appropriate when somebody suggested if you didn't have an Elrod Hendricks autograph, you didn't ask for one.
Yeah, I always thought it was like taking truth serum when you talk to Elrod, because you were going to get the truth and you're going to have a smile on his face. He wasn't going to mince a whole lot of words.
Damon Hollins fouls it back to stay alive. Hollins, a real interesting story for Tampa Bay. Here's a guy that has spent the majority of his career in the minor leagues. Chops it to Tejada. Miguel drops the ball. A strong arm, and he got him by a step. So Miguel bails himself out with that strong arm, and the inning ends. Rays settle for the run on the Gomes home run. We'll head to the bottom of the second at Oriole Park on opening day. Gibbons, Millar, and Conine coming up. The Rays have a 2-0 lead.
Because my friends and I have in, even when I travel on business, we stay in touch.
Hey, Schmitty.
With unlimited calls, text, and picture messaging, it's easy.
My name's Schmitty. I have a job. My boss is
really easy.
Get in on the Verizon Wireless Network, and now you'll get unlimited in-calling plus unlimited in-text and pics for just $10 a month. Get started with an LG 5200 and get a second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the in-network.
Time to meet your makers.
Makers of what? Poop?
This Friday.
Let's teach those little bullies a lesson. What an idiot!
Underdogs everywhere will finally have their day.
If you build it, nerds will come.
That's my Miata!
From the director of Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy.
I'll take it!
the Benchwarmers. Rated PG-13.
Somewhere, there's a game waiting for a fan. There's a bat waiting for a swing. There's a ball longing for a fence. Wherever your love of baseball takes you, chances are there's a Citgo on the way, fueling the greatest of American sports. Citgo, for the road ahead.
Well, the Birds trail 2-0. Tampa Bay with a run in each the first and the second. Here come the Orioles in the second. And fans, the Mars First Pitch Sweepstakes is back exclusively on MASN. Visit your local Mars supermarket this season to enter, and if your name is chosen and you correctly guess the outcome of the first pitch of the game to an Orioles batter, you'll win a $100 gift certificate to Mars. And if that pitch is a home run, the first pitch a home run, you'll grab a $1,000 gift card. So visit your neighborhood Mars today. Watch MASN all season long to win. Ball one to Jay Gibbons. Gibbons, Millar, and Conine in the second. Jay already in his 6th season with the Orioles, 29 years old. Hit 26 home runs last year. Oh, good off-speed pitch, 2-1.
Yeah, nice little 2-0 slider. You know, it's interesting about a young pitcher. Joe Madden, the new manager of Tampa Bay, said if he ever gets that true belief in himself, that's when he's going to take off, because he certainly has the stuff. But they get you a run an inning. You come out, throw strikes.
Left field, Crawford on the run, reaches up, and he makes the grab. Oh, does he have speed? One away.
More putouts than any left fielder in baseball last year, and made it look pretty easy, didn't he, Buck?
Yeah, it's tough to get one by Kyle Crawford. Jay Gibbons hit it on the nose. He probably thought he had a double at least, but Kyle Crawford with that great speed goes towards the line and makes an easy catch of it.
See, we talk so much about throwing strikes and letting your defense work, but the last two balls that Tejada and Gibbons have hit have been right on the nose, but they were right at people. So if you get that pitch count down, and of course with an untested bullpen for Tampa Bay, you want to get into the late innings and be in a command. And it's interesting to see young pitchers what happens when you get a run. If they got me 2 early runs, I figured, you know what, I got to give up 3, and by the time I give up 3, my offense is going to have a chance. You go out there, you throw your strikes, let your defense do their work, and then you get back in the dugout and let your hitters go up and try to get you some more runs.
Well, Kazmir threw 25 pitches in that first inning. His team then added a run, and he's aggressive here in the second. Head of Millar 0-2.
Oh, where was that? A pretty good pitch on the inside corner. Kazmir didn't get the call. What do you think, Cakes?
A little bit inside.
He tried it again and missed again.
Ed Montague, the veteran umpire, has the plate today.
And he's a good one. I mean, what did you tell about George Bamberger when he went over to Milwaukee? He said, just when you get 2 strikes, throw it down and away and see what they can do with it.
Because it takes a lot of effort to go down and hit that pitch with authority.
Well, you go back to that hitting chart Ted Williams had in Sports Illustrated. That low and away pitch, and this is the guy, what, I think Ted had a 332 lifetime batting average. It was 230. 100 points lower than what he hit at lifetime. And just got to do everything perfect to hit that pitch. And when you do hit it, you usually don't hit it. You might single, you don't hit it with a lot of authority.
Well, just think about how many times you made a good pitch inside to a guy and he fought it off and flared it over the infield's head.
Or he homered down to the shortest part of the ballpark.
Guessed with you and got the head up.
This is already the 3rd full count for Kazmir in this game. He was ahead of Millar 0-2.
Yeah, and of course, if you're a young pitcher, you look on deck. You don't want to walk Kevin Millar. He's definitely a threat to take you deep. So you're probably going to throw the ball for more of the plate. Got to throw a strike here.
Line down the left field line, and that's a fair ball. That's a base hit. Crawford over near the line. Millar looking for 2. Here's the throw, the slide. He is safe. He got the foot in. Oh, that was a gamble, but he beat it out. The key there, he never hesitated.
I don't know. It looked like he hesitated around first base, and I thought he was going to pull up. But then when he saw Carl Crawford over by the line, he said, you know what, I'm going to take a shot. Seeing if I can jumpstart this offense.
Yeah, well, they play him to pull, Buck, so Crawford's already down in that corner. Now, he doesn't run that well.
See, he's just jogging around the base, and he says, you know what, let's take a gamble, see if I can force the issue here. And he does, just ahead of the tag at Cantu.
You can see that foot just beating him.
And Cantu actually missed his foot, but right here he thinks, okay, that's probably going to be a single. Makes the turn, looks at Crawford and says, oh, I'm going to try to turn on the Jets.
Of course, when you only see a guy 19 times, and you can see Scott Kazmir wanted an out at second. Maybe that's Millar's top speed. We don't know.
Reach back for a little extra about halfway to second.
I guess the message we're trying to tell everybody, not going to steal a lot of bases
he's
this year.
Not going to be a base stealing threat. He won't challenge Carl Crawford, but he'll give you everything he's got.
Joe Madden came out, the skipper for Tampa Bay, to talk with third base umpire Marvin Hudson. They may have felt that that ball was foul. And here's Conine with a chance for an RBI to get the Orioles on the board. Conine back with the Birds, his second tour. Now 39 years old. He's in his 16th major league season.
Pretty good numbers last year. Big ballpark in Florida. Pretty much a slashing hitter.
It's away from Toby Hall. This will help the Orioles. Heading to third is Millar.
Well, the little things. Yeah, the full counts, the change up in the dirt.
Well, we talked about 124 errors last year. Just really kills the defense, and this is just a lack of concentration. Toby Hall had pretty good position, but you got to square up on that ball more effectively. It kicked off the heel of his glove and allowed Millar to move up 90 feet.
Conine takes ball 2.
These are the RBIs you have to have. Millar and Conine are excellent at getting these guys in from third base with less than 2 outs. You cut the lead in half. You encourage your team that you're back in a ball game. You got to have this run.
Two and 2. Fastball had some movement and caught the corner. Jeff Conine has been with 3 major league organizations, and he has been with each of those 3 twice. And he got him. Well, Conine down on strikes 2 away. Millar still at third, and Javi Lopez will come up.
Yeah, the old backup slider. I think Jeff thinks this is going to break down into the zone, and it just kind of spins up and away from him, and he swings right through.
You can see he's just trying to stay back, but the ball is thrown so hard, even though it was a slider, it kind of beat him and surprised him that it was up.
Kind of like playing golf, where you expect a putt to break a certain distance, and they say you hit it through the break. Well, that's what he threw, that slider so hard it didn't have a chance to spin, just got under it. And now it's up to Javi Lopez.
Javi had a tough spring. And he is batting 8th.
One thing they have done in this inning is they've thrown changeups and sliders for first pitch strikes. That takes the sting out of the Orioles' bats.
There's another change. Oh, Buck, you know, you caught for all those years, and you've been around the game so long, you know what the book is on Javi Lopez.
Yeah.
You know, good fastball hitter, out over the plate. Gonna hang a slider, he can turn on it.
Right center field. On the run is Gathright, and he makes a diving try, and he can't get it. A run scores. Javi Lopez heading to second, makes the turn. He's trying for 3. The throw not in time.
I think Joey Gathright took a poor route to that ball. I don't think he expected it to carry as well as it did. It was slicing away from him. And he makes a desperation dive to catch it. And Javi Lopez drives in a run and ends up on third with a triple.
Yeah, just didn't get a good angle, and then I don't know if the ball is knuckling a little bit. We talked about how it carried yesterday, but a lot warmer, a little damper today. Ball that normally you would think Gath right there, just maybe didn't get a good eye on it.
Little hesitation there. He never got to the ball, and by the time they retrieve it, Millar has come in to score, and Javi ends up at third base.
And here's Ramon Hernandez. Strike one.
Yeah, the one thing the Orioles, and if you talk to Terry Crowley, hitting instructor, they did not do well the second half of the year, was get guys in with runners in scoring position. He said, I don't expect that this year. We had a lot of stuff go on last year. You know, the Palmeiro, the Sosa, the injuries, and whatever. So a much more positive outlook. And of course, Javi, what's the toughest hit to get? The 2-out base hit or double or triple in this case.
Javi really picked up Jeff Conine with that 2-out triple. Tell you what, when you have Javi Lopez in the 8th spot, Ramon Hernandez in the 9th spot, you got a pretty good lineup.
And what is interesting to me, you take a young pitcher like Scott Kazmir, now all of a sudden, because you get that 2-out triple, he's going to work even harder. So the chances of him getting into the late innings is slimmer and slimmer.
Fouled off near the Oriole dugout and back out of play. Nice catch by that fan. Nicely done. Well, Millar doubled, a hustle double. Wild pitch to third and scores on the triple. Javi Lopez last year had 1 triple for the entire season, and he triples in his debut here today. Line drive, base hit left field, and we are tied. Back-to-back 2-out base hits.
Well, Ramon Hernandez is a clutch hitter, and he comes through with 2 outs, just like Javi Lopez. Rips it into left field. Javi jogs home with the tying run, and just like that, that 2-run deficit is erased. Boy, what a boost for your team. After Jeff Conine strikes out with a man at third base and less than 2 outs, you get 2 2-out hits.
Ryan Roberts takes low. Joe Madden looking on. Orioles got Ramon Hernandez because of his defensive ability, but Buck mentioned it. He is a clutch hitter. When he was with Oakland, the Orioles would see him and he might get 2 hits the entire series, but both hits would be big hits. Roberts looks over ball 2. He had an 8-pitch at bat leading off in the bottom of the first. And here's the pitching coach, Mike Butcher, out to try to settle Kazmir down, who was sailing along until the Javi Lopez triple.
Well, I don't know if he was sailing along, but he was getting out of some trouble. And Tejada lined out the end of the last inning. Gibbons started with a hot shot down the corner that Crawford was able to catch. But it's again about commanding the ball, and that's the one thing. Don't get me wrong, Scott Kazmir's got very good stuff, but the ability to control that stuff is eluding him so far today.
Well, he is just so young, and you know what? Because he has great stuff, you have a tendency to forget how inexperienced he is. He's hurt. That's what they've done. They've called the umpire out now, and they're calling the trainer out, but he's got something going on. And Mike Butcher went to the mound, and obviously Kazmir has told him that he's got some kind of injury concern. Now they have called the umpire out there to make sure this is not an official visit, to tell him, hey, it's an injury visit. But initially it didn't appear to be an injury visit unless Butcher saw something from the bench.
We mentioned about Tampa Bay, the highest earned run average in the American League at .539 last year, and then they lose their closer. Danny Baez going out to the Dodgers for a couple of young pitchers, Edwin Jackson and young pitcher Chuck Tiffany, apparently supposed to have outstanding stuff. So we'll see if Scott's all right.
He has already thrown 50 pitches.
Last night in the opener in Chicago, CC Sabathia had to leave the game with a strained abdominal muscle. And that's a disabling injury. Sabathia had it last year and cost him 2 weeks on a disabled list. You can't take any chances, but they feel confident that Kazmier's okay. If you blow out an oblique muscle or a rib cage muscle, you're talking 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, Madden and Butcher head back to the bench, and Ed Montague signaled to Sam Perlozzo that that was not a visit because of the injury concern. In the meantime, 2-0 on Brian Roberts. Ryan came along slowly in spring training by design. He didn't get into a game until the 21st of March, and now bullpen activity for Tampa Bay.
Ryan Meadows, who pitched with the Pirates last year, up in loosening up. It's kind of interesting they wouldn't get Doug Wechter up there, who's the 5th starter, working out of the pen.
And a walk. Second walk of the game for Scott Kazmir.
I would imagine the thinking here is that since you have 2 outs in the inning, Meadows is likely to get ready quicker than Wechter.
Yep.
See if you can get out of this inning.
Meadows, one of 8 pitchers in that bullpen for Tampa Bay today.
And all right-handed, no lefties.
And here's Luis Matos, 2 on with 2 out and 2 runs in. Sam Perlozzo trying to get a win on opening day. Matos appeared fooled by that pitch. Took the first strike, 0-2. Luis had a very, very good spring. He was frustrated at his lack of playing time in the World Baseball Classic, but he was behind Carlos Beltran on the Puerto Rican team.
That'll do that, wouldn't it? That'll get you some bench time.
Yep.
He said it's interesting. He started early this year, did a lot of throwing because he knew he was going to be part of the representation of the Puerto Rican team. And so he said he threw a lot. He usually doesn't throw too much till January, but he started in December. Worked out with Beltran, Carlos Baerga down in Puerto Rico. So I don't know if he still owns a team, but they work out like 4 or 5 of them. Kind of reminded me of the year that we had the lockout.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Yeah, we were down there all the way to March 17th, and we couldn't use the facilities. So you're, Kenny Singleton, you get about 6-7 guys, throw batting practice and whatever. And that's what Luis did with some players down in Puerto Rico to get ready for the World Baseball Classic.
2-2 on Matos. It's foul past Tom Troublehorn. Sam Perlozzo in spring training took advantage of the extra playing time for players when 11 of his players were away at the World Baseball Classic. And then as players began to come back, except for Conine and Millar, all the outfielders played all the outfield positions. Jay Gibbons had to sit out with a hamstring injury, and Sammy took advantage of that to get them work at all the positions as he tried to determine the final makeup of the roster. Matos down on strikes to end the inning. And Kazmir finally gets out of it, but the Orioles rally back to tie. 3 base hits and 2 left. We'll head to the 3rd on opening day. Kevin Millar, a base hit in his first at bat. We're knotted up at 2.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, guests get great deals at redroof.com.
Oh, that deal's hot!
And get a great deal more than they expected.
How low can you go?
Don't miss red hot deals from Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Thank you, Orioles fans. Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans. Gracias. Thank you, fans. Thank you.
Thank you, Orioles fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, Bill stays in a Business King room.
Look at this space.
And feels like a Business King himself.
Multitasking. Chances of me working are remote.
Don't miss the redesigned, rededicated Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Now the Orioles tie with 2 in the bottom of the second inning. Both 2-out base hits to get runs in, so Rodrigo Lopez back in it. Fans, don't forget Thursday, April 20th, the Birds will host the Indians. That's a 3:05 start. Senior day here at the Yard. All seniors and their guests can purchase a left field lower box or a reserved seat for just $15. And all tickets come with a boxed lunch. It includes a sandwich, snacks, and a bottled water. Call the Orioles at 888-848-BIRD and reserve your seats today. It's one of Jim Palmer's favorite days at the ballpark.
Yes, every day is a favorite day.
Fans looking on opening day, keeping score.
And I had a chance in the press room to see Vince Bagley, longtime newsman here, and get to see him not as much as we'd like to.
He's a legend.
He's going to turn 79, I think, in 7 weeks, and he looks great.
He's seen some baseball games.
Oh, has he ever?
Here's Joey Gathright leading off in the third. Ball one.
Many people believe Joey Gathright might be as fast as anybody in the game today, and because of that, they're in at the corners. He loves to bunt. He'll utilize his speed, and they have to play double play depth up the middle.
It's high, ball 2.
Yeah, the type of guy, especially if you fall behind him, you're going to give him a pitch to hit, because he led all American League rookies in stolen bases with 20, even though he only played, he was up and down last year. So he's going to get a strike to hit. Well, that's the intent, to get a strike to hit. You know, it's interesting about Rodrigo Lopez. When I talked to Leo Mazzoni, I said, what'd you see? He said, well, I saw a young pitcher, 30, but his 5th major league year that can throw a lot of strikes. But when he has a little recoil in his delivery and he gets out over that front and actually comes back, and he said I told him it's very simple. When you do that, the ball gets up, and you can beat anybody when you're down in the strike zone. And when he elevates the ball, that's when he gets into trouble.
And he walks a very fast base runner, Joey Gathright, leading off here in the third inning.
Not what you want to do with nobody out in a tie ball game. Now your attention is going to be focused at first base. And Scott Kazmir, it looks like he's going to go inside with the trainer. Make sure he is 100% before you send him back out there.
Julio Lugo got it going in the first inning. He's up now. Good speed at first, good speed at the plate. Reaches forward and fouls it off.
You've got so many options if you're Joe Maddon. You can steal a base. You might wait an out or so to keep that first base hole open. You can hit and run if the count gets to that. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense, not to mention Rodrigo Lopez. It also takes away your changeup. You could throw changeups and breaking balls, but it's going to make it easier for him to steal. Remember, I used to work with Tim McCarver. He said, I never let the guy at first dictate as a catcher what I called. I said, well, that's probably why you never threw anybody out. And he didn't. But a lot of times you feel like you got to use your fastball more. Give your catcher a chance in case the runner is going. And Gathright, as you mentioned, he's very good young base stealer.
Yeah, he's an exciting guy, and there have been many calls to the front office of the Devil Rays inquiring about the availability of Joey Gathright.
This is an important part of their offense. They were number 2 last year with 151 steals, and the team that Joe Maddon came from, the Angels, led the league. He said, we're going to use our athleticism and our speed to try to take advantage and produce a lot of runs. I don't think offense is going to be a big problem for this team.
They just won't be able to hold people down if they make mistakes in the field and don't pitch well.
Lopez ahead of Lugo, 0-2. This is trouble. Won't get him, and he throws the ball past Millard down the line. Gathright rounding third, coming towards the plate. He hesitated. Gibbons' throw is not in time. The throwing error by Lopez allows Tampa Bay to get the lead back.
Well, bad decision by Rodrigo, and a lot of times your emotions dictate what you do. Good pitch, slow and away slider. You get the swinging the swinging bunt, but it's too good. Not going to have a play, and it makes a nice play getting to it. More, you can see Melvin can't do it. Off balance throw, well wide of the mark. And not only does the run score, you get another runner in scoring position. Otherwise, it would have been first and third.
And Joey Gathright didn't expect to be able to score on that. I think Julio Lugo hurt himself at the plate on the previous swing. And now George Hendrick, the first base coach, is out to check with Lugo. They've summoned the trainer out. And I think he hurt his hand when he took that previous awkward swing and he fouled the ball off the right field line. Took a long time before he got in the batter's box. And then he chopped a little nubbard up the third baseline. And I'm not sure where he is injured, but he's got something going on that previous swing prior to the one that he topped. And Joe Madden, and this is not the kind of time, yeah, maybe it's his rib cage. Let's take a look at this swing. Here's the swing. I think this is the one that he injured himself on. An awkward swing, and watch his face. The grimace after he swings, and that would suggest maybe a rib cage, a cartilage, or an oblique muscle, something like that. Doesn't appear to be related to his hands, but an off-balance swing. And tell you what, early in the season, these things can linger, man.
Well, the difficulty, you used to get, I had one major one, and that was weeks, and otherwise you get a little xylocaine in there to try to get the muscle to relax. But if you tear it, it can be 6 weeks, 2 months.
And everything you do on the baseball field involves your core. Twisting and turning, a lot of torque. And Joe Madden has been on the field twice in situations that he just soon not go out there. Injury related.
Earl Crawford up now. Sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Lopez in a jam because of his throwing error.
Well, it'll be interesting with now a 3-2 lead if they'll play it the same way they did before. You know, lead off double by Lugo. They bunted him over, and then the sacrifice fly, trying to add another run here.
Back on the ball is Conine. Has it for the out. Lugo tags going towards third, and he'll make it. Tejada wants to see if Lugo left early, and the appeal to second base denied by Mark Weckman. Lugo at third base. One down.
Crawford does his job advancing the base runner with a deep fly ball to left field. It's another reason speed is so important. Lugo could advance easily because the ball was hit so deep.
Jorge Cantu now with a chance for an RBI. Line drive, base hit left field. That'll score Lugo. It's a 2-run inning, and Tampa Bay with a 4-2 lead.
Well, Jorge Cantu, he was 8th in the American League in RBIs last year with 117. I told you he led the team with 28 home runs. Rodrigo Lopez, when you get the ball in the middle of the plate to a good hitter, even if it's down in the middle, you can just see him golf it into left field for an RBI, and now a 4-2 lead for Tampa Bay.
Looked like Hernandez had put on a pickoff play at third base on that. Lugo comes in to score easily, but Hernandez was moving as if he were going to throw to third base.
Aubrey Huff skies it to left. Conine puts it away for the second out.
You know, you talk about Jim McCarver never calling a pitch according to the base runner, and that may have cost Hernandez a problem there because it looked like he called an inside fastball thinking about picking off the runner at third base. A first pitch fastball to Cantu ends up as a base hit and an RBI.
Lugo still talking with the trainer. He's been on base twice. He has scored twice. Johnny Gomes hit a long home run to center field his first at bat.
It's kind of like the one you hit off me. No doubt about him.
Now mine went a lot farther.
Farther, did it?
Yeah.
Pitching in a spring training game, and I said, "Who's this Buck Martinez guy?" Weaver said, "Oh, I've only hit 5 home runs." Boom, a bomb to left field. There you go. Thanks a lot, Earl.
It was a spring training hurricane that was blowing that day.
I don't know about that. I think you hit it pretty well. But Johnny Gomes, maybe he didn't hit it as hard as this guy did.
He's strong, isn't he? He got a compact swing, kind of like a Bob Horner kind of swing with a lot of power.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. He might be as tall, but Bob Horner, boy, he could turn them around.
Watch the plate coverage. That ball right down the middle of the plate, and he hammers it into the Devil Rays bullpen.
Pretty good pitch taken for a ball. 2-2 on Gomes.
Well, again, remember that on-base percentage. He'll take a walk. And not that he's trying to walk here, but if you walk, that means you usually have a pretty good idea of the strike zone. It looks to me that he wants the center pitches, try to get him in that little zone, at least until you get to 2 strike. And then when you get to 2 strikes like here, you scuffle. I was talking to Terry Crowley, and of course, obviously, Steve Henderson has been the minor league hitting instructor. He's back now here in Tampa Bay. But I always talk about if your stroke is short, quick, you can wait a little bit longer.
Strike 3 call. Came in with a slider on 3-2, and he throws Gomes. But a tough inning for Rodrigo Lopez. Devil Rays rally for a pair. Big error in the middle. And Kazmir and the Rays have a 4-2 lead.
Southwest Airlines is not just for short flights anymore. We're taking low fares farther with more long-distance nonstops out of Baltimore.
You are now free to move about the country.
Welcome, Caesar lovers. May I present the Chicken Caesar Salad? You may.
I love Caesars, but these are burritos. Oh, you just gotta peek under its little toga.
It's Taco Bell's Chicken Caesar Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Stuffed with marinated all-white meat chicken, crisp romaine lettuce, tortilla strips, and covered in Caesar dressing. All wrapped up and grilled to go.
Great Caesar.
Why, thank you.
For the Chicken Caesar Salad Lovers Burrito, think outside the bun.
In leadership, no word is more important than trust. You can trust Chevy, the brand more Americans choose.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event, like Silverado half-ton work truck with better half-ton fuel economy than Ford F-150. Get an 06 Silverado half-ton regular cab work truck long box 2-wheel drive, starting at $16,990. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyFirst.com.
Well, it's a 4-2 game now. Tampa Bay back in front. Birds coming up in the third. Let's get a look at our Aflac trivia question for today on opening day.
Aflac!
All right, there's our friend the Duck. Extra camera time. Who are the 3 current Orioles with World Series rings?
One of them has 2 rings.
Kazmir misses down and in the Morrow, 1-0.
I got 2 of them. You got?
No, I got 2.
One?
I'm having trouble with the third.
Do coaches count?
No.
No?
Oh, I know.
Because Sam Perlozzo has one with Cincinnati.
Yeah, no, these are. I'm not going to say they're not. Coaches aren't real players, but some of them have been. But, no, but these are guys actually. They're all in the lineup today.
Luis Ordaz is now at shortstop for Tampa Bay, so Julio Lugo out of the game with the injury. And that is a big loss today for Tampa Bay because Lugo, the table setter at the top of the lineup, 2 at-bats, 2 base hits, 2 runs scored for Lugo.
Yeah, probably get hurt on offense, but it helps your defense as Ordaz can pick it. And so can Travis Lee. Better fielding first baseman's around.
Melvin Moore retired. Sellout crowd at Oriole Park, and the Tampa Bay lead now has quieted the crowd a bit. There's Miguel Tejada, who hit the ball hard his first at bat, but it turned into a double play. First and second, 1 down. He ripped the ball to third base.
That's that changeup we talked about. Bottom does drop out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the more swings and misses he sees like that, the more confident he will be to throw it. And that's what happens to the fastball behind the changeup. It doesn't have to be a great fastball, but 9 times out of 10 that hitter will be late on the next pitch.
Well, Scott Kazmir got out of that last inning 94 miles per hour on the outside corner to Luis Matos with a strikeout. With 2 last inning. It's kind of like this. He came into the last inning with a 2-0 lead. He gave up 2. They got him 2 back.
Yeah. It's a good formula, isn't it?
Yeah.
22 years old, out of Houston, Texas. Tejada gets in the 1. Crawford back on the ball. It is out of here. Solo home run for Miguel. Birds are back within 1.
Well, that'll liven things up.
It was as if somebody turned a switch on Friday night.
Well, he got back into a big league atmosphere playing at RFK Stadium and turned it on. He had a good night at the plate. Hit his first home run of the spring here on Saturday, and then goes deep in his second at bat of the season.
He has hit the ball hard twice. 1-1 on Gibbons.
Yeah, that's that short stroke we were talking about. The ball's in, but the bat head. How quickly can you get the bat head to the ball? Miguel does a great job of it there. Kept it inside the foul pole. I was reading in the paper they have a new mesh to help the umpires discern foul balls from fair balls down both lines here at Camden.
Yeah, I went down there and looked at it yesterday. It's about 18 inches wide, and it extends toward the front part of the fence to make it flush with the fence. You can see it's an extension. It's got a net on it. You remember last year Chris Gomes hit a home run that was fair, but it never hit the foul pole because that foul pole was set behind the fence.
Two and 2 on Gibbons. Good eye. Ball 3.
Yeah, Kazmir dominated left-handers last year. They only hit 174 off him.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that you never really get too comfortable against because he throws so hard, and when he does get that breaking ball over, it's pretty effective.
Foul back just below us.
It's too early for foul balls into the booth. I'm telling you that.
Calm down, Jim.
Even though I do have a catcher sitting to my left.
Buck was going to protect you.
I was not calling for that one. You had that one all the way.
I once dove out of the way here and my chair went down, and Tom Davis is in the back counting me out. It was like a fight. You know, I was like a down for the count.
Gibbons fights it off to stay alive. You have a lot of protection up here today. You know, we'll defend you.
What, your tuxedo?
Little tuxedo there.
Yeah, you look very nice. You a little overdressed.
You guys didn't get the memo?
Yeah. No,
it's a holiday. It's opening day.
Does that light up or spin?
No, that next year.
It spins.
And Gibbons down on strikes. Good breaking ball. Strikeout number 3 for Kazmir and 2 away.
Yeah, Buck, a couple of pitches early on, and then.
Yeah, he finally snaps off a snapdragon slider that goes down and away. Starts on the plate and disappears. Jay Gibbons put up a mighty battle, but finally Kazmir wins out.
Pitch count continues to elevate. And here's Kevin Millar takes a strike. They can't get Kevin Millar out. He's batting 1,000.
Everybody on opening day wants to get off to a good start. You're a starting pitcher. You want to give your team a chance to win. If you're a hitter, go up there. I guess some people might be selfish, but 3 for 3 is going to help the club win, especially if you get clutch hits. 1 can do a good number. And Kevin, part of that 2-run comeback a couple innings ago. Terry Crowley was talking about when they were taking batting practice. He said if Kevin Millar makes the opposition throw strikes, he can put any number he wants up there. But he can hit for a high average. He did that with Florida. I think he said the biggest thing he has to fight is that Fenwayitis where you try to pull everything.
10-2 plays the hop, and he throws out Kevin Millar. Casimir gets out of it. Orioles, though, get back within 1 run. As Miguel Tejada, so important to this team. It's his first home run on the year, a no doubt about it shot. And the Orioles back within a run.
I guess my friends and I have in. Even when I travel on business, we stay in touch.
Hey, Schmitty.
With unlimited calls, text, and picture messaging, it's easy.
My name's Schmitty. I have a job. My boss is a...
Really easy.
Get in on the Verizon Wireless Network, and now you'll get unlimited in-calling plus unlimited in-text and pics for just $10 a month. Get started with an LG 5200 and get a second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the in-network.
Hey, O's fans, Mars Supermarkets wants you to be part of the fun on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network with the chance to win great prizes. Visit your local Mars Supermarket to enter the first pitch sweepstakes. If your entry is picked and you correctly guess the outcome of the first pitch of the game to an Orioles batter, a strike, a ball, a hit, or an out, you'll win a $100 gift certificate from the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network and Mars Supermarket. If that first pitch is a home run, you'll win a $1,000 gift certificate. No purchase necessary. Play the first pitch sweepstakes today.
What does it take to be Baltimore's news station? Complete coverage. Complete first warning weather coverage. Bob Turk and the first warning weather team monitoring conditions around the clock. WJZ's own live Doppler radar, constantly scanning Maryland skies. The most accurate forecast and the first warning of severe weather in your neighborhood. Every day, only WJZ brings you complete first warning weather coverage. That's why people choose WJZ 13 as Baltimore's news station.
Now back here at Oriole Park, 4-3 games. Get the answer to our Aflac trivia question. There's our friend the Duck, hogging the camera.
It's a sassy Duck this year. Look at him.
Look at the suspense. Who are the 3 Orioles with World Series rings? Let's see. You have Millar, you have Conine,
and Javi Lopez.
Travis Lee leads off and takes ball 1.
Conine has both of the Marlins World Series rings.
Did you see the last one? It's enough for 2 people.
Ugly as I've ever seen.
It's so big.
I'm sorry. But
well, they actually they have
looks like a paperweight.
It does. Yeah, you could. Nothing's blowing out. It could be blowing 30 miles per hour. Put it on all your papers, Jim, and you never lose your scorecard. And they actually had an auxiliary one.
Ryan Roberts to his right. One away as Lee grounds out.
You have one that, that's just small, you can wear for normal occasions. The other one, you want to impress somebody.
Yeah, you can use it as an anchor or something, whatever,
So Javi Lopez is the 3rd, right?
Yeah. Millar, Conine, and Javi Lopez.
Duck, come on.
There
we go.
Javi Lopez with the Braves, Millar with the Red Sox, and 2 for Conine in Florida.
First time in this game, Lopez has retired the leadoff batter. Ahead of Toby Hall now, no balls and 2 strikes.
You can see the number. The one number that really kind of surprises me, Buck, is the 5 home runs, and you caught him all those years. You think that? Lee Ely, who's now the bench coach, was a hitting instructor down there, and he said, he's a good contact guy, but doesn't really use his legs that much. But is it? You think it's that plus the fact that you're catching every day?
No, I think with Toby, I think he's more concerned about hitting for an average. But if I am Joe Madden, I'm going to say, Toby, listen, you can't run. I don't care if you hit singles. Do some damage. Hit me 15 home runs. I love the way he catches.
Rodrigo, plenty of time, gets his man, 2 men out.
But I don't need a singles hitting catcher. I need some damage. Hit me some doubles and home runs. But he is a good catcher, and he's taken a lot of pride in improving his skills behind the plate.
Boog's barbecue working.
I saw Boog on Saturday.
I saw Paul Blair on Saturday. We had a discussion about you.
Really?
Paul Blair still looks good. Plays golf every day, he says. Collins swings through it.
Like Joe Angel.
We asked him, or a fan asked him, how many times you moved him defensively in the outfield. And he said, Jim knew better. Melvin Moore with a good play, and he gets his man. Gold glove play by Melvin Moore, and Lopez has his first 3 up, 3 down inning. 3 ground ball outs in a quick inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Conine, Lopez, and Hernandez coming up.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, guests get great deals at redroof.com.
Oh, that deal's hot!
And get a great deal more than they expected.
How low can you go?
Don't miss red hot deals from Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Introducing the Sea-Doo Film Series. It's a whole new way to look at boats, and almost as fun as being on one of ours. Dive in at SeaDooFilms.com. Hurry in for special Sea-Doo offers now.
Oriole fans, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield believes in the future of our children. And because of their commitment to kids, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield is proud to sponsor K's for Kids with the Orioles and the American Cancer Society. For every strikeout thrown by an Orioles pitcher this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will make a $25 donation to the American Cancer Society's Healthy Kids program. Congratulations to Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield on the K's for Kids program.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, Bill stays in a business king room.
Look at the space.
And feels like a business king himself.
Multitasking. Chances of me working are remote.
Don't miss the redesigned, rededicated Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Well, the Orioles within a run coming up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And don't forget, cheer for the Orioles, and you could win $500,000 in the Mega Millions Home Run Derby. To enter, just send in $5 worth of non-winning Maryland Lottery Mega Millions tickets. Visit mdlottery.com for details. And don't forget to play Mega Millions this Tuesday for a chance to win $138 million. Got Kazmir still on. He's thrown 75 pitches in 3 innings. Here's Conine. Strike 1 on the fastball. And the sun has broken through the overcast. Huff struck out his first at bat. 2. Doesn't like the call. Kazmir last year averaged almost a strikeout per inning. He was at 8.5 Ks per 9 innings. However, he did walk 5 batters per game.
There's that 0-2 pitch that serves no purpose whatsoever. And if you think about what you talked about, George Bamberger's theory, 0-2 down and away, your best fastball for a strike, then you've got a chance to do something.
Yeah, Leo Mazzoni calls it about fastball command, and that's what he tries to get all the starters and the relievers to work on. He was talking on the bench today, and Leo said, you know what, it really doesn't matter how hard you throw. I mean, it'd be nice if you threw like Daniel Cabrera in the mid-90s, maybe upper 90s, and you can throw the ball in and out. But if you work on your fastball command, it's the best pitch in the game.
And Conine down on strikes for a second time. That was interesting, your first comment to him, Leo Mazzoni, as Kazmir gets his 4th strikeout.
Just another good fastball, and it's right by Conine. And again, a pitch that's away, you have to make a judgment. Where it is, do I have to go get it? And he swings right through it.
There's Javi Lopez. And there's a strike, but Jim walked over to Leo on the bench, shook his hand, and said, Leo, have a great year. And don't screw it up. I said, oh, thanks.
Well, he's got that kind of personality. I mean, he's...
Chopper towards second. Cantu plays the hop. Knowing Javi Lopez was running, took his time. 2 men down.
Yeah, Leo Mazzoni's had great success, and he will tell you, I didn't throw any of those pitches, but he was there, and he very much like George Bamberger. You get a mindset, whether it's your conditioning. You know, Rick Peterson, who had great success in Oakland, is now up in New York, talks about the pyramid triangle, where you talk about you're in shape, you have good mechanics, and then you understand what your game plan is, and you know, Leo's very much that way. He feels if you have good mechanics, you can throw strikes, and if you work on it.
And they do it in a different manner. They all say the same thing: throw it over, dictate when a hitter puts it in play, and prepare yourself. And Rick Peterson does it very analytically, and Leo Mazzoni does it with his personality.
Well, 2 to Ramon Hernandez.
I don't think that there's any secret that the art of teaching, whether it's in the classroom or hitting or pitching or base running, is understanding who you're teaching to and put it on their level where they can take the information and absorb it.
Well, that's something new. Rodrigo Lopez sitting next to Leo Mazzoni on the bench. In the past, the starters would always come off to the far end of the dugout and sit there.
Yeah, well, that's what we did with George Bamberger and Ray Miller. Of course, you usually had Ray or George between you and Weaver, and that was a good thing.
4-pitch, 2-out walk. Well, he has struck out 4. He has now walked 3 in 4 innings.
You know, Jim, Earl would sit in the corner of the dugout, and George would sit right to his left. And somebody asked after about 5-6 years with Earl Weaver, George, how can you put up with all the yelling screen? He said, huh? He was deaf in his right ear. And we would sit right to his left, where he could actually talk to us and hear us. So it was the perfect relationship. You had a buffer between you and Earl, and then you also had a pitching coach you could hear out of the ear you were talking to.
Ryan Roberts been on base twice. Ball 1.
Well, this is about elevating the pitch count, getting him into the shower room and seeing what you can do with a bullpen.
Yeah, you just have to understand as a starter that you can't have this many pitches into the 4th inning.
Roberts, a bunt. It's a beauty. Aubrey Huff, the throw. He got him. The barehanded pickup, and Aubrey Huff takes a base hit away from Roberts. A walk and a man left. We played 4 at Oriole Park. Devil Rays have a 1-run lead.
Good news. I got promoted.
Better news. They got DirecTV. My new office has a clear view for miles. My DirecTV has 155 crystal clear channels. I have a $1,700 expense account. I have over 1,700 movies every month. I meet with the CEO every Friday. I meet the Fockers whenever I want. I just got an assistant. I just got 3 months of HBO, Star, Showtime, and Cinemax for free. Can you give me the number for DirecTV?
No.
I don't think she heard me.
Get over 155 channels for $29.99 a month. That's half the price of cable. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans. Gracias.
Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oriole fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by the redesigned, rededicated Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel, and by Verizon. Switch to America's most reliable wireless network. Well, a nice overhead view of the Inner Harbor. Now back inside sold-out Oriole Park as Tampa Bay has a 4-3 lead. A rare occurrence in that 4th inning. Neither team scored. Orioles fans, be sure to tune in all season long on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network for the opportunity to participate in a unique interactive experience. Use your text message function to respond to the singular wireless question of the day, and you'll see the results posted later on in the telecast. You try it out next Saturday. That's when the Orioles take on the Boston Red Sox on MASN right here at Oriole Park. The weather has cooperated. Sellout crowd at the ballpark. Looking in from the warehouse over the flag court. Here's Joey Gathright. Bunt attempt, and he missed it.
Speed of Joey Gathright has proven to be a factor already in this game. He walked to start the third inning, and he was the base runner when Rodrigo Lopez threw the ball down the right field line. He scored all the way from first base.
Now you think back to those great Oakland clubs,
Billy
72,
North,
73, 74, that won three
Martinez.
consecutive world championships. And, you think of Joe Rudy and Sal Bando, Reggie Jackson, Rick Monday, but the guys day in and day out that set the table and made it difficult, not only for pitchers, but your defense, was Billy North and Bert Campaneris.
One of them would run and the other one would follow right behind him.
And a base hit for Gathright.
If he does that, he's going to make a lot of money. Keep it on the ground, go the opposite way, utilize your speed. And he's down in the order, so he can get on base. He's been on base twice.
And he gets another good pitch to hit. Rodrigo knows he can steal bases, so 2-1, 2 balls and 1 strike. Has to throw him a strike, and he just slaps it into left field. That's what Whitey Herzog used to tell Vince Coleman. He said, you know what, you can steal 108, 109 bases. I don't know if Gathright can do that, but if you can run, pitchers are going to give you pitches to hit. They don't want to walk you. And he took advantage of that.
Here's Luis Ordaz, who took over for Julio Lugo, batting for a first time.
And they're liable to play for another extra run here. They've got a 1-run lead, and I think you got to give Gathright a chance to steal before you put a straight out bunt, don't you?
You would think so.
Julio Lugo was 2 out of 2 with 2 runs scored. Pitch out. Orioles thought that Gathright was going to take off.
Now, Sam Perlozzo has gotten to see Ramon Hernandez. He understands he's got a strong arm, and Lee Ely has given the signs to the catcher. That's controlling the running game. Throw over, step off, slide steps. But you see this cutout right here? That is the point where Gathright knows I got a pretty good lead. If he can get to that cutout right there, he's got a good lead.
And he goes. Bunt attempt missed. Throw to second base. A strong one. He's out. Ramon Hernandez gunning down the speedy Joey Gathright.
Well, we talked about being quick to the plate, and you know better than anybody, Buck, if you want to throw somebody out, you get a good pitch to throw on. If you're a catcher, it's going to really help you out.
Yeah. Rodrigo's very quick to the plate. He gets a good pitch to throw. Boy, how quick did he get his feet behind him. Gathright gets a pretty good jump, a straight steal all the way, and he's gunned down easily with a strong throw. That's a good feeling, your first day in an Orioles uniform.
Right back to Rodrigo. Gloved. 2 down.
Talk about turning around an inning. Leadoff base hit by the speedster. You throw him out at second base, you get a comeback, and all of a sudden there's 2 men out, nobody on.
Yeah, Rodrigo right there, it's just a slider that hangs in, and Rodrigo a lot of times will fall off towards first base. You know, last year, back over the last 3 or 4 years, the routine ground ball, but that one to his glove side, able to catch it. You know, it's funny, Buck, baseball so much like football. I mean, of course, they play right over the right field wall here. Is you want to get your, you know, you want your defense to get off the field, let your offense on here. It's the same thing here. Looks like Casimir, pitch count elevated. You know, get him out.
Yeah.
Let your guys get up there. See what's happening.
Let your hitters take over. Funny you mentioned that. Kevin Millar was talking about that on Saturday, how Derek Lowe was always criticized for his high ERA, but at the same time Millar said he always got us back in the dugout so we could hit.
And of course the Red Sox, of course Lowe went to the Dodgers, but most of the years they were averaging around 900 runs a game. and 900 a year. And
because of that he would win games, but he was smart enough to know he's better off sitting on the bench watching his hitters put up runs.
Slice down the line. That's back out of play. Full count on Carl Crawford.
And we say it all the time. Pitchers don't understand how difficult it is to hit. We give the hitter way too much credit.
Tejada will have to charge. And got him by an eyelash. Oh, can Crawford get down the line? Well, Lopez pitches out of it with the help of Ramon Hernandez. Birds come to bat down by a run.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines Fun Fair feels like. These low fares to your favorite vacation spots coast to coast start at just $59. Book yours at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Somewhere, there's a game waiting for a fan. There's a bat waiting for a swing. There's a ball longing for a fence. Wherever your love of baseball takes you, chances are there's a Citgo on the way, fueling the greatest of American sports. Citgo, for the road ahead.
Orioles coming to bat in the 5th, down by a run. Let's get a look at our Red Roof Inn game summary. It was 4.5.
Well, very close, and of course early lead. The Orioles come back. They had a couple of, they didn't bat the ball around, but again, Tampa Bay, they have a, I don't know, I would say it's kind of an annoying lineup. You know, they have a couple of guys going to hit home runs, but they're going to make you work if you're a pitcher, and the Orioles still very much in this ball game.
A couple of big keys for the Orioles offensively. Miguel Tejada homers in the first game of the season, and Javi Lopez, who has had a horrible spring, comes up with a triple in his first at bat to drive home a run. That's good news.
That was the 95th pitch thrown by Scott Kazmir as Matos leads off in the 5th. Mora and Tejada to follow.
You know, and pitchers will lament the fact that their bullpen will give up leads and they'll have games in which they should have won. But if you economize on your pitch count, you'll pitch later into the game and not expose that bullpen to the possibility of giving up the lead.
Did Matos get enough? Crawford back. It is out of here. The game is tied. Luis Matos hitting it out. And the Birds are back even at 4.
Carried a lot of momentum out of spring training. Hit with a lot of confidence all throughout the month of March. Didn't have a lot of at-bats, but when he did, he had a good swing working, and he carries it right into this game.
Yeah, a kind of fortuitous occurrence that left-hander starts because talking to him Saturday, said, I don't really know. Sam didn't know I was going to use me. Take a look right here. Good plate coverage right here. Watch him go down and get this ball. You can see it looked like a changeup, maybe the middle of the plate, and he just hits it about what, 385 to left center field here at Camden Yard. I don't know if this will keep up, but the ball was flying yesterday. We talked about that in batting practice.
He hit that ball pretty well. Both he and Johnny Gomes really smoked their balls, as did Tejada.
I don't know if we want to start a controversy this early, but a lot of the coaches, Davey Cash was saying, was the ball juiced this year? I go, okay.
They got to test the balls.
Well, better the ball than the players, don't you think?
No doubt.
Melvin Moore to left field. Crawford back on this one, and that ball is gone. Back to back go the Birds. And that man loves it.
Interesting how Joe Madden, trying to get 5 innings out of Scott Kazmir, has seen his league disappear. Back-to-back home runs to start the 5th, and both no-doubters. Melvin Moore put a charge in that one.
And we talked about pitch count. It's not that your velocity goes down. Sometimes it's your command, your location. So both of the balls in the middle of the plate over Matos and Moore, and the Orioles take the lead. You know, it's interesting. The last 9 games of last year, Rodrigo Lopez only got 20 runs scored for him. Already 5 today.
Pretty good turnaround. And this is the offense that hit 13 home runs, no, 14 home runs all spring long.
But you know as well as I do, sometimes in Florida it's a tough read. Wind's blowing in, sometimes blowing out.
Tejada towards the corner. That's a base hit. Miguel's going to hold with a single.
Yeah, Davey Cash almost grabbed him at first. I've already seen Kevin Millar hit one as Joe Madden's going to come out and make a pitching change. It's going to be the first one of his Devil Ray managing career.
And he was just trying to get Scott Kazmir through that 5th inning, and it didn't work. 3 hard hit balls in a row. Tejada hits one down the line, and watch the first base coach. Stay right here, Miggy. He's got the ball already. And he shut it down with a hard single.
Tejada on with his second base hit as he hooks a double, near double, except for Crawford, who gets over to the line very well. So Tejada settles for a long single. And a pitching change here at Oriole Park. Kazmir leaves. Tejada's on base. And coming on is Jason Childers. The Orioles now with a 5-4 lead.
Nothing is more powerful than the truth, and the truth is more Americans choose Chevy than any other brand.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. Chevy Impala has more standard horsepower and better V6 fuel economy than Camry. Get an 06 Impala LS sedan starting at $20,990 MSRP. That's $2,300 less than Toyota Camry LE V6. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyFirst.com.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans.
Gracias.
Thank you, fans. Thank you.
Thank you, Oriole fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
Well, Miguel Tejada, a couple of base hits on opening day, including a home run, and the Orioles have battled back for a second time in this game and have their first lead of the 2006 season. And here's Jason Childers, who comes on out of the bullpen. This is his major league debut.
Yeah, big opportunity for him last year. Pitched for, you can see there, AAA Richmond, 16 saves, so worked his way up. I think earlier on signed with Milwaukee, and he's been around. And again, if you want to pitch for the Devil Rays, you're going to get an opportunity to show your stuff.
Yeah, he signed, as you mentioned, with the Brewers and just kind of bounced around throughout the minor leagues. 2000, he was a starter, then he made the conversion to the bullpen. But he's getting his major league debut here and trying to cool down a very hot Orioles lineup.
I had a chance to meet Jason just before the opening ceremony. Todd Callis was talking to him, one of the television broadcasters for Tampa Bay, and Jason said that his family drove up from Georgia today for this game just in case he got in, and here he's in the game. It's a nice story.
Well, unless you're Scott Kazmir. He didn't want Jason until later.
I thought it was a nice story.
It is a nice story.
Still nobody out.
All right.
Spoken like a starting pitcher.
I love relievers sometimes, but a little later than the fifth inning.
Yeah,
right.
Gibbons hit the ball hard his first at bat. Crawford made a nice catch and then struck out in the third. Foul. This is the 4th time in opening day history that the Orioles have hit at least 3 home runs on opening day. 1964, 1973, and then 1982, the record of 4. So the Orioles have a chance to equal that with 1 more home run. I don't see Jim Palmer's name hitting a home run.
What, on opening day?
Yeah.
Didn't do that. 1964,
Orsino, Gaines, and the Booger hit 1 out. 1973, Don Baylor and Brooksy hit 2. And then 4 in 1982. 3 here today. Tejada, Matos, and Mora. Diving stop by Travis Lee. They'll get the out at first, but Tejada now in scoring position. Oh, can he field that position?
Jay Gibbons is going to say, hey, man, where are all these players coming from? He was robbed of an extra base hit by Crawford in the 2nd inning, and right here. Watch the reaction of the first baseman. He bounces off the bag and then spears this one-hopper. And then recognizes, hey, the only play is for the pitcher covering first base. Great reactions by Travis Lee. He's always been one of the best defensive first basemen in the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he keeps that 1st and 3rd situation from the Orioles being something we would have seen right there. Of course, Childers had a great spring. 12 innings, only 6 hits, did not give up a run all spring for the Devil Rays.
Millar takes ball 1. And Childers last year pitching in AAA for Leo Mazzoni's Braves organization. Now on opposing teams here. And do you think that Millar and Conine are getting along? As you see a dejected Scott Kazmir. Check out the socks. Kevin Millar always wears his uniform socks like that. And check out Conine on deck. First time I've ever seen Jeff Conine wearing his socks just like that. These guys are always together. They were all spring and now dressing alike on the field. It's team unity. Jake Gibbons also likes to wear his socks that way.
Yeah, they do keep the team a little looser than last year.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
they don't let you get too impressed with yourself.
Ball 3. Well, we talked to Kevin Millar about his enthusiasm, and he told us just how much he loves to put on the Major League uniform. From Kevin.
He's trying to get his thoughts together.
Left field down the line. It hooks back foul.
It's the one thing in this game. It's a lot of guys. You get up here and it's like you got to try to act cool, or you got to try to be a big leaguer. I don't know what changes a person. I don't know if it's money and fame, but why we have to change, or we think we have to change when you get to this level. I've never changed. I want to be that guy that just is the same guy when I was in college to the same guy now. And that's coming to the field, playing baseball, and having fun.
He sure does have fun, and he has another base hit. Tejada broke late, being sent by Troublehorn, and Crawford misplays the ball. Millar trying for second base. He is out at second base. And now safe is the call at second base. Cantu must have dropped the ball, because Wegner initially set out, then he changed his call.
Well, there could be 2 errors on this play. An error in left field on Crawford to allow Millar to go to second base. And then right here, after he picks up the ball, the tag, and you see the umpire called him out before he should have.
Yeah, pretty routine. Yeah. He just boxes it, and picked up right there by Gathright, who makes a nice throw. And Cantu, he's had a tough day. I don't know if the umpire's going to assume he's out, but the sign went up that he was out, and then he dropped the ball.
Yeah, he got himself blocked out because he couldn't see the baseball on the ground. But some shoddy defense again here this afternoon.
Off the end of Conine's bat, center fielder Gathright has a play. And he hauls it in for the second out. Millar has to hold. Millar, by the way, gets an RBI on that base hit because Tejada never stopped. Tom Troublehorn was sending Miguel Tejada all the way. But the error is charged to the left fielder Crawford, allowing Millar to get to second base.
And the good news, if we look at Miguel Tejada, after he was limping coming out of the box and around first, he ran hard all the way from second base.
Yeah, he just took an awkward step when he stopped in a hurry rounding first, but he appears to be fine.
The Orioles have a 2-run lead. Big runner out there in scoring position. Here's Javi Lopez.
Buck, do you ever make a position change? Did they ever move you to play a little first or anything like that?
Played right field one day.
No, I'm talking
9
first.
innings.
I'm talking all spring like Javi. I would think that was really distracting.
You know what? It is distracting because you have doubts in your mind whether or not it's the right thing to do. And then physically, it's a totally different look. You've had the ball come at you your whole life, and when the guys hit it, it goes away from you. Then you turn around, and all of a sudden it's coming at you. And it's a challenge. And I love the fact people think, oh, put him at first base. Anybody can play first. That's not the case.
Javi Lopez, 2 off-speed pitches behind.
You saw one of the best in Booger over at first base, you know, and you look at him and say, he's a good first baseman. He was a great first baseman.
And then Eddie Murray came along, and Eddie really turned himself into an outstanding first baseman. Really agile, charged bunts. Well, it's interesting. When I first joined the ball club, Boog Powell, and we went down to the Astrodome. The Yankees played on Friday night. We played the first day game. Boog was playing left field. And that's the day that they had the real grass, and they couldn't see fly balls. And I think we won 12-10 because we hit more fly balls. Boog played left with a batting helmet on because he wouldn't get hit on the head. But he could, you know, for a big guy, you know, he's very agile, had good lateral movement, could throw pretty well.
You guys didn't get on him about the helmet, did
No.
you? No, probably not. A helmet and a mask. Here, Booger, take the mask with you, too.
Well, if Javi can make this transition, it certainly will help the Orioles, because last year the Orioles were dead last in batting average from the DH spot. The team hit just .209. The designated hitters did, and Javi will get the majority of his at-bats, especially early on, as a DH.
Hit right off the knob of the bat. Checked his swing, and he is still alive. You know, the challenge for him is, as you look at this last pitch, he checked his swing and actually hit on the end of the bat. Just to stay active in between his at-bats. He won't have the rigors of catching, and he should be able to really maintain his stamina late into the season.
Good eye.
A pretty good breaking ball, too. Lay it off.
A late breaker.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be a fastball, and then sharp break down and away.
Javi's played in over 1,400 games in his career. This is just the 58th time he has started as a DH. Fouls that one off. But with Ramon Hernandez on the team, he'll get the majority of the starts behind the plate. Javi maybe will catch once a week. Raul Chavez was picked up on waivers the other day when the Astros tried to get him to the minor leagues, and he'll be the late inning defensive replacement and occasionally may get a start. As you look at Millar leading off second base. All 3.
Curveballs, cutters, changeups, sinkers.
Problem with this bullpen is they don't have Danny Baez down there at the end, and they don't have the same depth that they've had the last couple of years.
Joe Burkowski came over last year and really helped him.
That is a foul ball.
And that was one of the reasons when Baez with 41 saves, I think, out of 49 opportunities, but for Burkowski to get to him and then to get to Baez, and that's why they won, 39 games the second half of the year. Good offense, and if he gave them a lead, they were able to hold it.
Joe Madden watching Jason Childers battle Javi Lopez. This will be the 10th pitch in this at-bat. Orioles have had several prolonged at-bats in this game. And he walked him.
Excellent eye right there, laying off the high pitch. Well, the one thing about the Orioles, you talked about they didn't score a lot of runs, but they scored 8 in Washington on Friday night and then 9 on Saturday. So
They're getting hot at the right time, that's for sure. And veterans like Tejada will tell you, what's the point of wasting all your hits in spring training? Well, Matos needed the hits to win a job, and he did that.
Well, there's no doubt there is more competition in the outfield this year, and I think it pushed everybody.
Ramon Hernandez 2 on and 2 out. Ramon wearing his familiar number 55. Tom Troublehorn gave up that uniform number, so Hernandez would be comfortable. I was wondering coming to the ballpark today if Nick Markakis was going to change his number.
He did.
Number 61, and now he's 21. But I read in the Baltimore Sun this morning that fans already had Markakis shirts. They were speculating. There's Nick on the bench. It's expected he will start on Wednesday. Seth McClung will start for Tampa Bay, and he's a right-hander.
A big right hand.
What a spring he had. He forced his way onto this team. Line drive, base hit up the middle. Millar rounding third, being sent by Troublehorn. Here's the throw of Gathright. It is cut off by Travis Lee. A 4-run inning, and the Orioles have a 7-4 lead.
Now the third 2-out base hit by the Orioles. Well, that's how you really add hits and runs if you're able to hit the clutch.
You stretch out innings and you add to your lead, and Ramon Hernandez for the second time today gets a big 2-out base hit to drive in a run. Joey Gathright has great speed. He has defensive skills, but he doesn't have much of an arm. This ball didn't even get to the pitcher's mound, and Millar scores easily.
You know, what's interesting was look at Hernandez. He swung at the first changeup, and then all of a sudden seemed like he had much better pitch recognition and able to sit on a breaking ball and hit it into left field.
Ryan Roberts slowly to second base, played by Cantu, and he gets Bryan, and the inning ends. The Orioles bat around. They score 4 runs as the inning began with a bang. Luis Matos came up. He hit it out. Melvin Moore followed back-to-back. The Orioles now on top.
Because my friends and I have in, even when I travel on business, we stay in touch.
Hey, Schmitty.
With unlimited calls, text, and picture messaging, it's easy.
My name's Schmitty. I have a job. My boss is a...
Really easy.
Get in on the Verizon Wireless Network, and now you'll get unlimited in-calling plus unlimited in-text and pics for just $10 a month. Get started with an LG 5200 and get a second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the in-network.
Advanced Business Systems is contemporary. Advanced is very now. Let's just say we're hip.
Wow, that tattoo really hurts. Tell me about it, Jeff.
So trust Advance to guide you through all the new document management technology. Document solutions from Advanced Business Systems. We live and breathe them.
What does it take to be Baltimore's news station? Just 2 words. Complete coverage.
WJZ continues to follow this.
Complete coverage of breaking news. Complete coverage of news from where you live.
We'll continue to track this storm.
Complete first warning weather coverage.
Continues to back up
Every day. Only WJZ brings you complete coverage. That's why people choose WJZ 13 as Baltimore's news station.
Well, the Oriole fans have come to life as the Birds have come to life, leading it 7-4 with a 4-run inning. And Rodrigo Lopez now on top. Don't forget this weekend, the Orioles and the Boston Red Sox face off an early season matchup between division rivals. Friday, come on out, the first student night of the year, presented by Singular Wireless and Deer Park Water. Tickets are just $5 for all students, and they can be purchased in advance. Just call 888-848-BIRD or come on down to the ballpark, stop by the box office on Friday night. And as you look around sold-out Oriole Park, the fans having a good time as the Orioles now have the lead. And now Rodrigo Lopez can go to work to get as deep as he can. That was only his 69th pitch as he begins the 6th inning.
Pretty good breaking ball, just missed down and away.
All three.
Well, there's the recoil you were talking about, and when he does recoil, the ball's elevated, and that's a perfect example of what Leo Mazzoli was talking about.
Yeah, he just wants them to really, and that happens when he tries to throw a little bit hard. And of course, Cantu, a very good hitter, home run RBI guy, 2-0. Maybe you try to overthrow it a little bit.
He can't hit a 3-run homer with nobody on.
Oh, you're right. And the thing about Rodrigo, he said, listen, just try to get over your front side, throw the slider out in front. That's when it's a good sharp one. It's a good breaking fastball that runs in on it. And when he came up, if he had his slider, he was almost unhittable. And then over the last couple of years, simple, let's see if he recoils right here. He gets over his front side. Sometimes he actually goes backwards, and that's when the ball elevates. But he's added a changeup. He can pitch both in and away, especially the left-handed. Pretty durable, only the rip pull a couple of years ago.
Bounce to third. Melvin Mora to his left, plays the hop. One down.
And part of his success, he'll throw any pitch in any count. That wasn't a great slider, but the fact that it was 3-2, he got away with it.
Yeah, you take the sting out of a hitter's bat, and just the ability to throw any pitch over at any time. And he should be able to get quick resolutions to at bats. You know, 2 or 3 pitches per at bat, because he has good location, he has good movement, and he can change speeds.
Aubrey Huff 0 for 2. Rodrigo on the bench a long time as the Orioles batted around in the 5th. There was a pitching change. He was falling behind back-to-back hitters to begin the 6th inning.
There's your 2-0 changeup. And you know, it's interesting. Years ago, Atlanta came in, and Greg Maddux, of course, 4 Cy Youngs, and Terry Crowley said, "What do you know?" As the hitting instructor, I said, "What are you going to try to do?" He said, "We're going to try to get." You know, he throws a lot of strikes. We're going to try to hit the ball early because we don't want to get to a position where he can throw his changeup. And I'll tell you what, I think he threw 88 pitches. We hit 1 ball out of the infield because Greg actually forced the Oriole hitters to be aggressive. And I think that's what Leo wants not only Rodrigo to do, but just about everybody, because they have the kind of stuff to win. And that 2-0 changeup set up that. So you get to 2 strikes, you have no idea what's coming, and he just throws a fastball up and away, and he waves at it.
Well, I think Rodrigo has the ability to win games when he's not on, because he has an assortment of pitches, and he elevates his 4-seam fastball very effectively. And here's another delivery where he gets through his delivery, and not much of a recoil, just a slight bit at the end. But that time he wanted that ball up in his zone very effectively.
And a base hit. Johnny Gomes gets another hit. 2-out single after a home run in the 2nd inning.
Now they got caught looking his last at bat on a called 3rd strike on a breaking ball. And he was looking breaking ball on the first pitch in his next at bat. And he hammers it into left field. He's a little bit more than just a pure power guy. He's a pretty good young hitter.
Travis Lee deep to right field. Gibbons looks up, and that one is gone. And just like that, it's a 1-run game.
Now the ball is flying out of this ballpark today. That was a no-doubter. Travis Lee smoked that pitch, his first home run against Rodrigo.
We've talked all day that the Orioles have extended innings, and there's the elevated fastball. Lee bounced to short, hit it, or actually to second the time before, hit it sharply, but the ball was down.
Toby Hall pops it up. Tejada calls, and he grabs it for the final out. But Tampa Bay, after 2 out and none on, a single by Gomes, And the home run by Travis Lee. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. The Birds up by 1.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, guests get great deals at redroof.com.
Oh, that deal's hot!
And get a great deal more than they expected.
How low can you go?
Don't miss red hot deals from Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Hey, O's fans, Mars Supermarkets wants you to be part of the fun on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network with the chance to win great prizes. Visit your local Mars Supermarket to enter the First Pitch Sweepstakes. If your entry is picked and you correctly guess the outcome of the first pitch of the game to an Orioles batter, a strike, a ball, a hit, or an out, you'll win a $100 gift certificate from the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network and Mars Supermarket. If that first pitch is a home run, you'll win a $1,000 gift certificate. No purchase necessary. Play the First Pitch Sweepstakes today.
Find me your makers.
Makers of what? Poop?
This Friday,
Let's teach those old bullies a lesson.
What an idiot!
underdogs everywhere will finally have their day.
If you build it, nerds will come.
That's my Miata!
From the director of Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy, The Benchwarmers, rated PG-13.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, Bill stays in a Business King room.
Look at the space.
And feels like a Business King himself.
Multitasking. Chances of me working are remote.
Don't miss the redesigned, rededicated Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Well, it's a 7-6 game as the Orioles have the lead, but Tampa Bay on the home run by Travis Lee has pulled Tampa Bay within a run. Winning should be easy, so be sure to play multi-match from the Maryland Lottery. The new game with more ways to win. Lotto just got better, so see mdlottery.com for details. And a new pitcher coming on for Tampa Bay, the third pitcher. This is Rudy Lugo. Tampa Bay, an 8-man bullpen, all right-handers. And here's Rudy Lugo. Matos leads off and he takes it low. Luis has a stolen base today, a solo home run. Ball 2. Mora and Tejada will follow. Ball 3.
You can see a little bit more velocity than Childers, and actually is the brother of Julio Lugo, the shortstop, and they would have been for the first time playing on the same field competitively at a major league level, but Julio hurting his, at least appeared to hurt his rib cage.
Well, that's the report out of the press box. He had a strained left oblique muscle. Rudy Lugo making his major league debut. He's never pitched above Double-A. Signed originally with the Milwaukee Brewers. The Dodgers picked him up in a trade that involved DeJuan White and Marquise Grissom. Joe Madden is seeing a couple of his young pitchers make their major league debut here, and I think you might see a few more relievers before the season's out. They're going to try to find a combination of effective relief pitchers.
Melvin Mora, one of the home runs by the Birds today, and there's a strike. And there's Miguel Tejada. Tejada and Mora and Matos have all homered today. Lugo deflects it to third. Huff gets Mora. But by getting in the way of that ball, Mora loses a base hit. Going to second base is Matos.
You know what, Jim, you mentioned about fielding position. Rodrigo had to come back early in the game, and if Lugo could get squared around on this, they've got a chance to turn it into double play. But you can see it hits him off the hip. And Aubrey Huff makes his second fine defensive play here this afternoon as he throws him out easily.
Well, Matos now at second base with one down. And Miguel Tejada He's had a good debut today. Home run, single, RBI, 2-run score. Line foul.
Everything he's hit has been hit hard.
Well, Sammy Perlozzo talking after everybody came back from the World Baseball Classic. They said they were glad to come back for about 2 days, and then they kind of, had a meeting, say, hey, listen, we're not playing hard.
This is kind of boring.
Yeah, real boring. And of course, what do they always say? The bell, the bell's going to ring. That's opening day. The bell is rung. Get going.
Now, Miggy had such a great start to his season a year ago when he had 8 home runs and drove in 31 runs in the month of April.
Swings through that one, 1-2 the count.
He's got a pretty good arm.
Yes.
Good fastball, a little sinking action on it. Seen it as high as 93 miles an hour. Whoops.
Sahada, the curveball, but he got under it. Crawford is there, and 2 men out.
Boy, that's one he's lucky to get back. Sahada knew he had a cookie right up there in his eyes, and he just got underneath it. Oh, right off the end of the bat. Boy, that's a hanger that doesn't stay in the ballpark too often.
And 2 down. Here's Gibbons.
Yeah, young pitcher go back to the hotel and I say, yeah, I got the hot
right. Great pitch, low and away. That's what's great about the box score. It sometimes lies.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's an out, but
Miggy's 0 for 1 against me.
It's blocked by Toby Hall.
Well, I guess they figure. And Davey Leonard, one of my longtime roommate, Baltimore boy, who went to Hopkins and played for the Orioles for 6 years. He said, if you play long enough, it evens up. All evens out. And of course, some guys don't play long enough.
Gibbons deep to right. That's over the head of the right fielder, Hollins. Matos will score. Gibbons going to second base as Hollins had trouble picking it up. Another 2-out RBI for the Orioles, the 4th on the day. And the Orioles once again lead by 2.
Well, a hit-a-thon today. You see right here, something up. Jay a couple of times hit the ball sharply and got robbed, and right here just clubs it over the head of Damon Hollins in right.
2-out RBIs are just a result of concentration and determination. You never give in to the situation, and we have seen some very good at bats here with 2 outs.
Jake Gibbons picks up his first ribby.
They go all the way back to the first inning. Tejada hit a rocket right to the third baseman, or they might even have more 2-out base hits. So Gary Crowley, the hitting instructor, a very positive guy. He said, the great thing about this year, it's not last year.
And no matter what, that's an improvement.
Terry, one of the great pinch hitters, and the interesting thing, and it was kind of Mike Flanagan used to talk about this when he was a pitching coach. He said he used to worry about yourself coming up, try to hit off Gossage, or if you're Flanny trying to, get the Red Sox out in Fenway. Now, if you're a hitting instructor, you got to worry about all your hitters.
Every stroke.
If you're a pitching coach, you got to worry about all your pitchers.
Right back to the pitcher Lugo, and he gloves it for the final out, but the Birds get one back. Another 2-out RBI as Jake Gibbons doubles home Matos. We'll head to the 7th on opening day. The Orioles with an 8-6 lead.
Andrew just installed a webcam so I can watch Daddy all day long. Come check it out. All right. It's really cool.
Ooh, she's so precious. Oh. Oh, that's not Dottie.
Oh, the hair. Oh.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet Specials, you can fly from BWI Airport to Long Island Islip for just $29. Purchased by May 11th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans.
Gracias.
Thank you, fans. Thank you. Thank you, Oriole fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
In leadership, no word is more important than trust. You can trust Chevy, the brand more Americans choose.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event, like Silverado half-ton work truck with better half-ton fuel economy than Ford F-150. Get an 06 Silverado half-ton regular cab work truck long box 2-wheel drive, starting at $16,990. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyFirst.com.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit Southwest.com. Hey, Cal's at the game. Oh, that's not Cal.
He is here in spirit if he's not here.
Actually, I think he is here today.
Now, how do you know that, Jim?
I was told he would be here. I haven't physically seen him, but I was told.
You probably want to come up and see that tuxedo.
I'm sure you would.
I'm actually a little disappointed he didn't stop by.
You could be the head maitre d' at his function next winter.
You know, you try to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
And now you're a maitre d'. Yeah. Somebody before asked me for the wine list. They wanted to know if I could deal the cards.
Table for 4.
Off the end of the bat, Matos is there, and one away here in the 7th inning. Well, you know, it's fun to dress up every once in a while. You know, opening day. It's a holiday. So
no, you look good. Yeah.
Get the tuxedo
I don't care what Jim says. I think you look good.
And you know, Buck's always wanted to do play-by-play.
Yeah.
Boo, you know, Boog's got the new barbecue up on the club level. So go up a floor, just work the room, just for an inning.
Hey, I'm not going to get Wally pipped over here. I'll tell you that. If I leave, you know, you guys will have a new duo going here, and that'll be it.
Good changeup.
That's Gathright swinging through it.
Well, that's the ability, and you know, we've touched on it all afternoon. If you're a thrower, you get in the late innings and getting a little tired, and you know, everything's elevated and everything's the same speed. He did get hurt on the high fastball, the home run by Travis Lee, but you can hear everybody yelling, "Get over there." That's kind of like a continuation of spring training. You ever lose your voice in a game, Buck?
Oh, yeah.
Get over there.
A lot of situations that you constantly say, get over there. And obviously with Gathright, simply bunts it too hard, and it gets to Kevin Millar too quickly. Yeah, Millar beats him to the bag. But Gathright's been a factor today. He had a base hit, stole a base, scored a run. And won.
2 quick outs. And here's Luis Ordaz, who took over for Julio Lugo, who left with an oblique strain. Strike 1.
Be interesting to see if Lugo can come back on Wednesday. And it'll be interesting to keep tabs on Scott Kazmir. He had something physically wrong with him earlier in the game.
Ryan Roberts, to his right, backhands the hop. Low throw, but scooped by Millar in a 3-up, 3-down inning. As Rodrigo Lopez, for the second time today, retires the side in order. 7th inning stretch on opening day with the Birds on top.
Good news. I got promoted. Better news. I got DirecTV. My new office has a clear view for miles. My DirecTV has 155 crystal clear channels. I have a $1,700 expense account. I have over 1,700 movies every month. I meet with the CEO every Friday. I meet the Fockers whenever I want. I just got an assistant. I just got 3 months of HBO, Star, Showtime, and Cinemax for free. Can you give me the number for DirecTV?
No.
I don't think she heard me.
Get over 155 channels for $29.99 a month. That's half the price of cable. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Introducing the Sea-Doo Film Series. It's a whole new way to look at boats, and almost as fun as being on one of ours. Dive in at SeaDooFilms.com. Hurry in for special Sea-Doo offers now.
Walk right in.
hang down. Walk right in, sit right down. Baby, don't you wait so long. Walk right in, sit right down. Baby, let your hair hang down. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
Well, back here at Oriole Park, as the Birds have an 8-6 lead, fans enjoying their 7th inning stretch as the Orioles try to get a win on opening day. 46,986 the paid attendance here today at Oriole Park. Jeff Conine has made his return to the Orioles. Jeff in his 2nd tour with the Birds, with Jeff Conine now 39 years old. He was with the Orioles from 1999, the beginning of that season, up until the trading deadline, August 31st of 2003. And we spoke with Jeff about coming back to the Orioles.
It was a big thing about me signing back here was not only my familiarity with the organization, but the city, the ballpark, a lot of the staff members. I really enjoyed my first tour of duty, so to speak, here in Baltimore, and well enough that I wanted to come back.
Jeff had some other options, obviously, and one of them might have been the Atlanta Braves, and he just understood that he was going to have a role here. He's hit over 300 in this ballpark for his career. It's always been a good place for him to hit, and certainly the leadership aspect is something I think Sam Perlozzo really welcomes to this ball club.
Yeah, that and the intensity.
Yeah.
You see Jeff is wearing number 19 in his first tour with the Orioles. He wore number 18 because when the Orioles acquired him in a trade with Kansas City, Scott Erickson was on the Birds and he had number 19, so Jeff took 18. And when he came back, Javi Lopez had 18, so he couldn't get that. So he went back to number 19.
It can do a lot of things for you. You know, even Saturday night, Tejada diving up the middle, made a great play on a ball, came up, short hop. And
did he get enough? Crawford back. It's gone! A 4th home run for the Orioles. Jeff Conine, welcome back.
Oh, we talked about the ball flying, and he just kind of, I think he hit that up on the bat.
Yeah.
Again, a very short stroke. Down the line, so to speak.
But once again, it's a pitch that's up. And when you think about a pitch that's up, it's easy to see, it's easy to get to. And I don't care how hard it is, but watch the height of this pitch. About belt high, and he hammers it. The 4th home run opening day for the Orioles.
Of course, the Orioles, Terry Crowley and his hitters get a little bit of a read on a pitcher. Everything hard. Look for a fastball. And
diving catch by Hollins. Takes a base hit away from Javi Lopez, 1 away. So the Orioles, for a 2nd time, 4 home runs on opening day. And here's the 4th. Welcome back, Mr. Conine, stopping by to talk on the bench with Jay Gibbons. Jay Gibbons and Brian Roberts were thrilled when Conine signed back here. In fact, Jeff said that Brian was text messaging him, as he put it, about every 5 minutes as he was negotiating. Hurry up and sign. Let's go. We want you back here. When Jeff was here in his first tour, Jay and Brian were young players that he helped mold.
Yeah. Well, again, it's the conditioning. Jay and Brian, of course, live out in Arizona, Scottsdale, and they go to that Athlete's Performance up until, I guess, just Christmas, 1 a day, and then twice a day in January into spring training into the 2nd week of February. And of course, Jeff started that program years ago down, and he used to drive all the way from Miami to Boca Raton. Chris Carter, the receiver for the Vikings, had that fast, I think they called it the fast program, and high intensity, plyometrics and things like that. So highly conditioned at age 39.
Yeah, it's not an accident he's still able to maintain the skills that have served him so well throughout his career. Hit over 300 last year for the Marlins.
Yeah, and I saw him. He was at that annual golf tournament for the Joe DiMaggio Hospital, and he had the shoulder surgery. He had a hamstring pull last year. And he said, I hope I was going to be able to play. And as it turned out, the shoulder got better. The hamstring got better.
Meantime, another 3-2 count as Jeff Conine looks on. He had been the only Oriole in the lineup without a hit prior to that home run. Ramon Hernandez has another base hit. 3 for 3 and a walk. Welcome to Baltimore.
Here's another guy that didn't hit anything in the spring. And you turn the opening day lights on, the big stage, and the best comes out of this whole team. 13 hits now for a club that struggled offensively all spring long.
And Joe Maddon will come out and make a pitching change. A rough debut for Rudy Lugo. And he will leave, and we'll have a pitching change here at the ballpark with the Orioles once again up by 3. Sean Camp coming on. The Orioles now have a 9-6 lead on opening day.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans.
Gracias.
Thank you, fans. Thank you. Thank you, Oriole fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
Orioles baseball on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com. Well, back inside Oriole Park, that youngster having a good time on opening day has a batting helmet. A large batting helmet. And he's hanging out, watching opening day with Dad. Having a good time, and there is Sean Camp, the 4th pitcher used by Joe Maddon.
Yeah, 4th organization in the last couple of years, up and down with Kansas City, and again another opportunity. Relatively young pitchers, 8 years in the minor leagues before he got called up, and not too far from here, down the road, Fairfax, Virginia.
George Mason alumni, and a guy that he's been bouncing around a little bit. He's going to get some opportunities to pitch here, and I think Joe Maddon's going to try a lot of different combinations, seeing who he can count on out of that bullpen.
Very unusual bullpen for Tampa Bay as play began today with 8 relievers, all 8 right-handed. They have 3 lefties on the staff. They're all in the starting rotation. Casimir Fossum and Mark Hendrickson. Here's Brian Roberts. Sharply at the first. Lee has it. Double pump. High throw out at second, but safe at first. The double pump of the high throw cost them the chance for 2. So it's a fielder's choice, 2 men down.
Yeah, it almost looked like Lee Hernandez maybe blocking his vision or couldn't get the ball out of his glove. But right here, because he does field well. So and there's a high throw, and Ordaz just makes it. And Roberts too quick.
Looks like he tries to throw it over the base run. You see it goes directly over his head. That's why it was high, and by the time it's at second base, much too late to turn to.
Inside Matos.
A lot of good signs today. 4 home runs. Brian Roberts early on diving. Possibly risking injury with that repaired left elbow and not seeming to bother him. Rodrigo Lopez somehow getting into at least the 8th inning.
Broken bat. And the force at second base ends the inning. Well, the Orioles add another run. A fourth home run to tie an opening day record, 4 long balls. And the Orioles trying to get a win in the home opener. Now have a 9-6 lead.
Southwest Airlines is not just for short flights anymore. We're taking low fares farther with more long-distance nonstops out of Baltimore.
You are now free to move about the country.
Root for the black and orange and you could be raking in the green with the Mega Millions Home Run Derby contest from the Maryland Lottery. If you're selected as the Home Run Derby fan of the game, you'll get $1,000 for every Orioles home run hit during that game. Plus, one lucky fan will win the $500,000 grand prize. For more, check out mdlottery.com.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans.
Gracias.
Thank you, fans. Thank you. Thank you, Oriole fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
The R. Adams Cowley Shock Trauma Center, here for you when life is on the line, receives a donation of $2,000 from Kelly & Associates Insurance Group every time an Orioles pitcher records a save this season.
Well, back here at Oriole Park, you see the Birds with a 9-6 lead. Rodrigo Lopez did not have his best command today, but he still gave the Orioles 7 innings. So here's your blueprint. Starter goes 7, and you hand the ball to your setup man, LaTroy Hawkins, to begin the 8th.
I tell you, I had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and a couple of years ago in Minnesota, Buck, he was as good as anybody, throwing 95, 96, some elbow problems last year. MRI didn't show anything, so you can see the numbers split that between San Francisco and the Cubs. But he says his windup is better, and being a tall guy, big and strong, just turned 33 in December. But when he gets down and throws downhill, because he's almost 6'5", he's got an electric arm.
Yeah, and you see defensive changes behind Hawkins as he works in the 8th inning. Corey Patterson comes into the game and takes over in center field, and that moves Louis Matos to left field. So Patterson goes into Conine's spot in the lineup in a number 7 spot.
Well, Crawford will be the first batter Hawkins faces. Fouled off the mask of home plate umpire Ed Montague. 0-1. As I was leaving the field following the ceremony, Ed was out in the tunnel all by himself, just standing at attention, listening to the atmosphere in the ballpark. The ovations, and you could see that he was all set to go. Opening day for the umpires as well, and he's a veteran, he's a good umpire. Poke down the left field line, that'll fade foul, and it's 0-2.
You know, it's interesting if you look back, and what do we got? 20 hits, 15 runs, 6 home runs. There hadn't been a questionable call. I mean, it's like he's been just totally anonymous, which is what umpires are supposed to do.
Yeah, you know what? There was a time in baseball when they didn't have numbers on their jersey. You never really knew who they were, and because of that, they kind of operated in obscurity and just kind of went about their business. Good pitch. There's that down and away pitch, and you could see the effort it took for Carl Crawford just to make contact with it.
Yeah, he doesn't walk a whole lot. He was up about 644 times last year, walked 27 times.
Look at the balance. Yeah. Way off balance. All he can do is spoil it.
That's what the low and away pitch, it's an information pitch. You find out what kind of balance, what plate coverage.
Moore charges, quickly throws to get the speedy Crawford one away.
And if they don't hit it or they don't cover it, you just keep throwing it there.
Well, you say something as an experienced pitcher that it takes a lot of younger pitchers a long time to do, and that's read the hitter. They'll throw a pitch and not really watch the hitter at all, just watching the glove, but it takes a while to develop that experience.
I think that's why it's so important to kind of have veteran pitchers on your staff. And Rodrigo Lopez today, he's going to mentor a lot of the younger guys because, here's a guy outstanding stuff, but somehow got through 7 innings. Run support has a lot to do with that, but on the other hand, struggled early. The Orioles came back, fell behind, came back, and now have a 3-run lead.
There's a handful of guys in baseball that can pitch to a low ERA and win games. Then there are winners, guys that just figure out how to win. And that's Rodrigo Lopez. He has a knack for winning. He just gives up a lot of runs. Jack Morris was kind of like that. His ERA was always high. He kind of pitched to the scoreboard.
Troy Hawkins, this one of the best trades the Orioles made in the offseason. They got him for Steve Klein, a pitcher who no longer wanted to be here and was very ineffective last year. And they go out and get Hawkins from San Francisco.
Well, look at this. And radar guns don't tell you the whole story, but 96, 97. Now, he didn't throw like this last year. Elbow bothered him. He didn't have Leo Mazzoni. I mean, you're a tall guy. You somehow, and it doesn't matter how you do it, you got to figure out how to throw the ball downhill. And when you do, you get more life. You're able to maintain your delivery, and you don't get hurt as much. Elbow doesn't hurt as much.
Well, it's harder for the hitter to see it too, because you're only seeing the top of the ball. Tall guy throws downhill. All you can see is about half the ball, but when everything is pushed to the plate, the ball's in your line of sight.
Off the glove, back of the bag. Ryan Roberts gets count 2 and 2 down.
One thing that Ryan Roberts can do is react, and that's what he did very effectively there. He was headed up the middle as he thought that ball might get over the glove of Hawkins, and then when LaTroy deflects it, slows it down, Ryan has to come in onto the bag and then throws on the money to first base. Tell you what, Kevin Millar can handle himself around the bag. He's very adept at taking errant throws and smothering them and giving the infielders a good stretch to give the infielder benefit of the doubt.
It's interesting that if before they got Raul Chavez, he would have been the third catcher for the Orioles, and he has that catcher's mentality. He just happens to be playing first today.
I know
he's got his cup on, but no shin protectors and no chest mask.
He'll knock it down.
Good cut. Sam Perlozzo had Tim Burdack warming this inning just in case a left-hander came up with a chance possibly to tie, but Hawkins has taken care of that by retiring the first 2 batters. There's Burdack with Rick Dempsey and Chris Ray, the closer, in the back, getting ready for the 9th inning. But Burdack was up just in case.
Oh, that's a pretty good pitch. Went back door with a breaking ball, dropped a little curveball on the outside corner, and had Hernandez caught that, they might have gotten the call. Watch where this ball ends up. Backdoor breaking ball, and he just clanked it a bit. And then Montague felt it was off the plate anyway.
Another good cut.
Yeah, like trying to hit the second floor elevator. Fastball.
Well, they got him earlier in the game when Rodrigo elevated the ball back in the 6th inning and struck him out on a high fastball.
Kevin Millar loves this team. He believes it's an underrated team, and he's going to try very hard to convince the players on this team that they're good. Works on Daniel Cabrera constantly. Shallow left towards the line. Here's Matos charging in. And Luis gets there. So LaTroy Hawkins in his Oriole debut in his setup role comes in and retires the side in order. Led to the bottom of the 8th. More Tejada and Gibbons are coming up.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, guests get great deals at redroof.com.
Oh, that deal's hot!
And get a great deal more than they expected.
How low can you go?
Don't miss red hot deals from Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
The Kings of Wooden Swing.
We've been using that jingle so long now, many of those voices are now parents themselves. When it comes to your family's backyard recreational needs, trust the leader for 2 decades, Play and Learn's Playground Superstores. Visit one of Play and Learn's 11 Maryland or Virginia locations today, or call for a free color catalog and give your family the ultimate backyard.
Playground Superstore. Playground Superstore.
1-800-22-SWING.
Honey, sometimes when you go to sleep, you talk about a place.
I don't remember.
Can you tell me the best way to get to Silent Hill? Why do you want to go there?
On April 21st, a mother looking for answers will discover a truth
Hey! Where's my child?
Only the demon knows where she is.
too terrifying to believe.
What's happening? Who are you?
I am the Reaper. Silent Hill. Rated R.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, Bill stays in a business king room.
Look at his space.
And feels like a business king himself.
Multitasking. Chances of me working are remote.
Don't miss the redesigned, rededicated Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Well, those fans having a good time on opening day. See, they're dressed up also.
Yeah.
Their version of it. Don't forget, early season fan appreciation night comes up. Opening night, first night game, Wednesday. The O's and Devil Rays, second game of the year. Game 2 of the 3-game series at 7:05 p.m. First 20,000 fans, 21 and over, receive an Orioles fleece blanket. The Miss USA contestants will also be on hand to greet fans as they enter the ballpark, courtesy of CoverGirl. Call the O's at 888-848-BIRD or log on to Orioles.com for tickets. Buck, you and I may have to go down and help at the gates that night.
We could probably assist a little bit, being the public conscious people we are. Welcome to the ball game. You got to keep your tux on?
Yeah. Yeah, I could just see you with that tux and some hair extensions like those young ladies. Goes with a bow tie.
Hair? What is that? Hair extension?
Things you put on your hair make them look. They may not do that up in Bel Air, Falston. out at your estate, but
this Nick Green is now at shortstop. Father and son having fun on opening day. Foul ball. What a memory for him.
Back in 2006, I went to the Orioles opener with my dad, and I got a foul ball. Huh? How good is that?
I used to go to the Coliseum when I was in L.A. and the Chinese, Wally Moon be hitting batting practice. Gil Hodges trying to catch fly balls.
And Melvin Morris sharply pulls it into left field for a base hit.
A lot of hitting count. Such an important part of having success if you're a hitter, and failure if you're a pitcher. 2-1. Melvin's looking for something in the middle of the plate. I mean, very upbeat. You're not going to talk too much about the contract thing. That'll take care of itself. But I'll tell you what, in a good mood, knows he's got to have a good year.
Yeah.
Whether he signs here or not, or whatever happens. I mean, he's too good a player.
Multi-hit game on opening day.
Just looking up at the scoreboard, there's a significant note. Jimmy Rollins has singled in his first game this year to extend his hitting streak to 37. And he had not had a lot of success opening day. Last year was the first time he had hits opening day, so that streak is still alive.
Could be 2, Cantu, Green, Lee. 4-6-3, 2 men down.
So next in line is Paul Molitor.
Miguel Tejada bounces into a twin killing opening day. Around Oriole Park for our Coca-Cola real fans of the game, and there they are. Now there's hair extensions.
That's what I was saying. That's what you need to go with your tux.
Yeah, there's another look for you, Jim.
With a mask.
The masked marvel, Jim Hunter. You would make a great second for a wrestler.
Really?
Yeah. You could be the ring guy.
The straight guy. You could be the announcer.
You could have a mask and have your tuxedo on and your tie.
And a microphone?
Yeah, orange and black. It'd be perfect. Just an off season.
I don't know if that's a compliment with you telling me to put a mask on.
No. Only when you're in the ring.
Gibbons to deep left. Crawford back and makes the catch. So Gibbons gives it a ride but comes up short. A base hit and nobody left. Orioles with a 3-run lead, 3 outs away from a win on opening day.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines Fun Fare feels like. These low fares to your favorite vacation spots coast to coast start at just $59. Book yours at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Subway Dinner Theater presents the Italian Trio. 3 mouth-watering creations from that country that looks like a boot. Now, our new toasted garlic bread, hot and fresh from the oven. Subway, eat fresh!
I'm Kimmy Meisner. I've been called one of the freshest new talents in skating. My mom says it's because I eat at Subway restaurants every day after practice. When you work hard and eat right, good things happen. Subway, eat fresh.
Thank you, Orioles fans.
Thank you. Thank you, fans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Orioles fans. Gracias.
Thank you, fans.
Thank you. Thank you, Oriole fan.
Orioles fans are the best fans in baseball.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of the Baltimore Orioles. Well, the Orioles are 3 outs away from a win, 9-6 on opening day. And don't forget, Sunday, April 30th, the Orioles and Seattle Mariners square off. That's our first Little League day of the season. All Little League baseball and softball teams can register and take part in the parade along the warning track prior to the game. Now, tickets start as low as just $8. Call 888-848-BIRD and reserve your team or your league's place in this year's Little League Day Parade. It comes up on Sunday, April the 30th. A youngster learning the game from his dad. Numerous changes for the Orioles defensively as Tampa Bay will come up in the 9th inning, trailing by 3. And there's the closer, guys, Chris Ray.
Yeah, trying to make a first major league save. 18 down at Double-A last year. And you can see right there 4 opportunities. That doesn't mean they were all in the 9th inning last year, but you're going to have a successful year. If you want to get over 500, you're going to have somebody that can close and do the job.
He's got a great opportunity to get the first one under his belt here opening day. A 3-run cushion. Everybody around the club thinks he's got the makeup to do it. Certainly has the stuff to do it. Now he has to do it.
There you go.
Pretty simple.
There's a strike. Nick Markakis making his major league debut, takes over for Jay Gibbons in right field, and Chris Gomes also in the game now. He's at first base, spelling Kevin Millar.
Wow. Yeah, well, it's when you can throw 2-1 fastballs there, and of course you'd like to do it a little earlier in the count, but you know, if you're Sam Perlozzo, this is exactly the way you want to play the late innings. Bring in your closer. You've got all your defensive guys in there. Throw some strikes. The old baseball vernacular, throw some leather at them.
Yeah. And you know what? This is a pretty easy formula. You get a starter to go 7 innings and then use 2 guys out of your pen. Thank you very much.
Markakis tested immediately. 1 away.
Yeah, I was talking about. We talked about the offense down in Florida for the Orioles. They didn't hit 4 home runs in any game. They did it today, but talking about trying to learn to play another position, playing the right field or left field when you're usually a center fielder. Wind's blowing, kind of like playing on Wrigley Field.
Yeah, a lot of challenges in spring training, especially you get down there and trying something different.
Travis Lee 1 out of 3. Won a 2-run home run. Ball 1. Well, Sam Perlozzo has made 3 defensive changes in this game. Corey Patterson came in last inning. He has used 3 pitchers, 7 innings out of the starter. Hawkins for the 8th, Chris Ray for the 9th. And Sam Perlozzo spoke all during spring training. He intends to use his bench. He wants these guys to stay sharp, and he'll get them in their roles.
What he would like to do is use the fewest number of relievers, which means you get 6-7 innings out of your starters. And you know what? He said, I'd like to not pitch some of those guys down in that bullpen. Let them have long layoffs, he said, because when you get down to the 10th, 11th guy in your bullpen, I mean, in your day, those guys wouldn't pitch for a long time.
Yeah, we only had 9 pitchers. You know, Davey Leonard was that 9th guy. Of course, the bullpen at some point, when they get a healthy Todd Williams back, he pitched in over 70 games for the Orioles last year, will even get a little bit better.
And John Halama just a phone call away. Who had a very good spring. That was the most difficult final cut for the organization. Ryan Roberts to his left. In between hop, 2 down.
And once again, a low fastball. And when they got the ball up to Travis Lee, he homered. And right there, good pitch.
I always thought that was a very solid formula when they talk about how the ball flies here. Grounders don't go any further.
Well, you know, it's one of those athletic performance fields, which is sand-based. So if you can throw ground balls here, but not too many inside the Parkers here at Camden Yards.
You see the fans on their feet, anticipating a win on opening day. Chris Ray is an out away from earning a save.
His first major league save.
Well, plenty of good things happen here this afternoon. First of all, the offense knocks out 14 hits, including 4 home runs, 2 out base hits for RBIs. You get 7 innings from your starter. Your setup guy goes 1, 2, 3. And your closer is trying to pick up his first major league save in the first game of the season.
4 of the 9 runs for the Orioles came in after 2 men were down. Those are big
challenge Sam Perlozzo to make a script. This would have been pretty close.
Popped him up. Ryan Roberts calls. And he makes the catch, and the Orioles win on opening day. Chris Ray earning his first major league save, and this was some team effort. Everybody in the lineup contributed. Rodrigo Lopez kept the team in the game. He'll get the win. And the bullpen closes it out. And with today's Orioles save by Chris Ray, Kelly and Associates Insurance Group will contribute $2,000 to the University of Maryland Shock Trauma Center. And he's got the first one out of the way. Very happy day here at Oriole Park. Miguel Tejada, that bat is back. He hit a home run, one of 4 hit by the Orioles in this win. Sam Perlozzo gets a win his first opening day as a skipper. And the Orioles take care of Tampa Bay 9-6.
Honey, sometimes when you go to sleep, you talk about a place.
I don't remember.
Can you tell me the best way to get to Silent Hill? Why you want to go there?
On April 21st,
Watch out!
a mother looking for answers
Sharon!
will discover a truth
Hey! Where's my child?
Only the demon knows where she is.
too terrifying to believe.
What's happening? Who are you?
I am the Reaper. Silent Hill. Rated R.
Systems is contemporary. Advanced is very now. Let's just say we're hip.
Wow, that tattoo really hurts. Tell me about it, Jeff.
So trust Advance to guide you through all the new document management technology. Document solutions from Advanced Business Systems. We live and breathe this stuff.
No word is more important than trust. You can trust Chevy, the brand more Americans choose.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event, like Chevy Equinox, with more rear seat room than any full-size SUV. Get an 06 Equinox LS front-wheel drive starting at $21,990. That's $2,000 less than Escape XLT V6 front-wheel drive. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Baltimore area Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyFirst.com.
Well, the Orioles win it on opening day by a final of 9-6, and the sellout crowd goes home happy. And this game really had a little bit of everything. The lineup contributed. Every starter in the lineup today had a base hit, 4 home runs. Rodrigo Lopez pitched very well. And guys, as we get a look at our Chevy First player of the game, Ramon Hernandez, welcome to Baltimore. Look what he did today, not only handling the pitching staff, but at the plate.
Well, yeah, you get a pitcher like Rodrigo Lopez, not his outstanding stuff, but somehow, and you can see you're getting kind of a dual-purpose catcher. He can drive in runs, but he nurses them through 7 innings. Great throwing arm. They're able to throw out, and again, kept away from the big inning. And you know what? That's why they got him. Everybody talked about getting A.J. Burnett, but you can help your pitching by having a good catcher. You certainly know that.
Absolutely. He had 2 RBIs with 2 outs. He threw out Joey Gathright, one of the fastest guys in the league. And I think more than anything, he got Rodrigo Lopez through a tough day. To get 7 innings out of Rodrigo when he wasn't as sharp as he will be, I think it's a testimony to how much Hernandez has gained the confidence of this team. When you think about the pitching staff he grew up with, Zito, Mulder, and Hudson in Oakland. He had Jake Peavy last year out in San Diego, and they played in the postseason. So I think the players understand this guy's a quality guy, former all-star catcher, and he's a good sign and a good person to have on this ball club.
Let's get a look at our Chevy First play of the game as the Orioles win on opening day. 9-6 is the final score. And Matos, one of 4 home runs by the Orioles, which ties a club record.
Yeah, back-to-back home runs, and the Orioles come up with a big 4-run 5th inning, and that kind of turns the game, gives them the lead, and they're able to hold on to it. And once again, just it's a perfect afternoon. You know, your starter doesn't pitch as well, but you get him 9 runs. Rodrigo, 20 runs his last 9 games. He gets 9 today, so he's pretty happy.
Pretty good finish to the day.
So the Orioles win at 9-6. Sam Perlozzo gets a win, and there's his wife, Beth. She's happy as her hubby is a winner on opening day, his first as the manager on opening day. Birds win at 9-6.
Because my friends and I have in, even when I travel on business, we stay in touch.
Hey, Schmitty.
With unlimited calls, text, and picture messaging, it's easy.
My name's Schmitty. I have a job. My boss is
Really easy.
Get in on the Verizon Wireless Network, and now you'll get unlimited in-calling plus unlimited in-text and pics for just $10 a month. Get started with an LG 5200 and get a second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the in-network.
I got it. Come on, take it!
Winning should be easy. That's why there's Multi-Match from the Maryland Lottery, the new game with more ways to win.
Introducing the Sea-Doo Film Series. It's a whole new way to look at boats, and almost as fun as being on one of ours. Dive in at SeaDooFilms.com. Hurry in for special Sea-Doo offers now.
Somewhere, there's a game waiting for a fan. There's a bat waiting for a swing. There's a ball longing for a fence. Wherever your love of baseball takes you, chances are there's a Citgo on the way, fueling the greatest of American sports. Citgo, for the road ahead.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, sudden impact. A military cargo plane crashes in nearby Delaware. What went wrong?
Deadly weather, powerful storms pound the Midwest. Tonight, the death toll is rising.
Moving into Maryland. What should we expect tonight? Don't miss the updated first warning forecast.
Stay where we are. Eyewitness News at 6 starts right now.
There's a new way to save with Comcast on 3 great services. Sign up for Comcast Cable with on-demand, high-speed internet, and now digital voice, each just $33 a month for 12 months when you subscribe to all 3. Enjoy great family programming, including on-demand, blazing fast high-speed internet, and unlimited local and long-distance service. 3 great services, each just $33 a month for 12 months when you subscribe to all 3. Call now.
One of the nation's top 10 home builders, K. Hovnanian Homes, has a reputation for integrity, dependability, and quality. K. Hovnanian Homes offers the designs, value, and locations that you expect from one of the nation's leading home builders. Visit one of our communities in Baltimore, Howard, or Anne Arundel County and discover why home buyers call K. Hovnanian home. Go to khov.com to find the perfect home for you and see why K. Hovnanian Homes is the first name in lasting value.
The best-selling passenger car brand in America just got better with 4 incredible new vehicles. The new look of Camry, America's best-selling car. The bigger RAV4 with an available V6 and third-row seating. The much-anticipated Yaris, designed with style and priced around $13,000. And the hot new FJ Cruiser, offering the true off-road experience with looks to match. Check out the ride of your life at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, moving forward.
This is WJZ-TV, WJZ-DT, and WJZ.com, Baltimore.
Right now, complete coverage, breaking news, and first warning weather. This is WJZ-13, Baltimore's news station.
Death and devastation. Powerful storms pound the Midwest.
Tonight, that same storm system moves into Maryland and warnings are already in effect.
Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Cope.
And I'm Vic Carter. Here's what people are talking about tonight.
Well, at this hour, a tornado watch is in effect for most of Maryland. A live look outside from Sky Eye Chopper 13. Some dark, rather ominous skies. What should we expect overnight? Eyewitness News is live with first warning weather complete coverage. Meteorologist Bernadette Woods and